Everybody's got excuses, but you got one life to live, one life to give, one moment, one opportunity. Boy, that's it, and it's all said and done. When the going gets tough and the tough gets going, you just go ahead and run. Cause opinions are like assholes, everybody has one. They're being constructive or they jealous of the outcome. It's not about the times you fail, it's about the times you got up. And I don't even care what the fuck your excuses is. Fact is, you just playing the cards of foolishness. What you think I'm dubious, you gotta get up, get going and just move on. Don't look towards the past, you gotta groove on. You procrastinating now, you gotta get that motivation. I already created a track called Inspiration. Gotta get up, get going and get fucking hype. Go. Welcome everybody to Wrestling Talk Now. You are listening to Thursday Night Rundown, and of course we will be running down everything and anything wrestling related, from Extreme Rules, what we thought about that, to what happened, SmackDown, Raw, AEW Dynamite, and of course all of the breaking news that has happened this past week. I am your host, Justin JLB, but I am not alone. I am with the two best friends that anyone could have. Let's start it off with Big Red. How are you, good sir?
Bonjour, tout le monde. I'm good. How's everyone doing? It's Thursday. Bray is back. Hockey's back. Football's there. World Cup is next month. God damn it, let's talk wrestling.
Ooh.
All of the sports mentioned, but let's talk about some wrestling. Indeed. And,
I'm pumped.
Surprised you didn't mention your lovely Montreal Scabs winning yesterday. You know,
Montreal
win the opener.
Bleu, blanc, rouge. Better than the
Go
Flyers.
Habs, go, baby.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
What did I start? And, of course, we got another fellow Habs fan in the building. Kid Crazy. How goes it?
Le Fou.
I'm doing good. Hope everybody's okay. I watched a lot of wrestling this week. Should have been 17 hours, but I'll be honest, I wasn't able to do NXT. So it was 15 hours of wrestling that I watched just for you. Damn. So I could recap this wrestling week for all you wrestling fans. I'm here for that.
And thank God he does, because I watch Raw and I watch SmackDown, and then I do other wrestling podcasts, and then I completely forget about what happened. So kudos to Kid Crazy for being the memory that I need in my life. So
love is in
breaking news. Breaking news wise, I guess the Ariel Helwani comment, he did comment on his podcast that he felt that one of his worst interviews was the one he did with Tony Khan, just because Tony Khan really didn't answer anything, and we really saw his biasness now towards actually being pro WWE. And what do you guys think of Tony Khan's What do you think of Ariel Helwani's comments saying that Tony Khan was possibly one of his worst interviews and hardest interviews he has ever done?
I agree with him.
Well, yeah, if for anybody who listened to that podcast or who watched the interview, it seemed kind of hard to go through for Ariel. A lot of questions he was asking, Tony couldn't really give an answer to, and I understand why he couldn't give an answer to with all these legal backstories that there is to this whole story. But I definitely understand how it must have been a frustrating interview to conduct. Definitely compare that Tony Khan interview with Ariel's interview with MJF, and that was done in kayfabe, so in character, and it was still a much better interview than Tony Khan. But that being said, I understand why he refused to answer certain questions. But I feel it could have been done differently from both sides.
Right. There is a thing with, I don't know, just regular journalism. If you're going to interview someone, one, you don't get aggravated by one. I feel like, first of all, mentioning that, bit unprofessional.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're a journalist who likes to get, and he even commented on, like, Tony Khan, what did you give me? What did you give me? You know what I mean? Like, I allowed you to promote
all this and that and whatever, but you didn't give me anything in return. Well, Ariel, hate to break the news to you, bud. It's up to you to get what you want from him. And
But how? Finish your sentence.
There's ways, there's methods. There's ways, there's methods. I don't have I can research for you of how certain journalists do what they do, and I'm not saying I could have done any better. But when I have a career where I've interviewed, sports stars and MMA stars and wrestlers and all that, I figured you would have some sort of way to kind of get to where you want, or maybe change the narrative to what you want to get, sort of ordeal. That's just the beauty and hard work of journal. Yeah, but then you have to rearrange the question. You have to completely change the question in a different way.
But even if you did,
not by Tony Khan, what happened with Punk? So how's your relationship with Punk? Okay, you're not going to answer that. What did you think when you were sitting there with CM Punk? As a journalist, you know that he legally can't answer a lot of those questions. So, hey, what has been the talk backstage amongst what had happened at the scrum? What have you been told? Or something like that. Don't make it personally about what he thinks or what CM Punk thinks.
He would still say no comment, can't say.
But he didn't ask that.
Well, he tried a bit by saying after he asked twice in a row. First, he asked, can you comment on what happened at the All Out scrum? He's like, I appreciate the question. I can't answer. Then he goes, okay, I understand that. He goes, how did you being sitting next to CM Punk, how did you feel while all this is going on? I appreciate the question. I can't answer. At that point, should have been, okay, how important is CM Punk to AEW?
You probably say can't answer.
That you had to put him on the spot right there. After he refused to comment twice on what would you call easy ball questions, then he refuses to answer. Then you gotta go with the wrong. So how valuable or how important is CM Punk to AEW? And then at the point, then he has to answer. And then he could say that I prefer not commenting, but then he's really not burying himself, but he's really digging himself a hole where it's going to be hard for him to come out of. Because eventually you gotta speak, you gotta say something. You gotta say something. I know we've talked about this and we said this before, but eventually you gotta say something. You can't always refuse. And now this is having an effect on business, and that's where the problem is.
And, you would also, and that's the thing, because you have to kind of trick. It's a mix between both, but it also lies on Ariel Helwani. Yeah. Because Ariel Helwani wants Tony Khan there, right? Tony Khan's like, all right, whatever. I'm going to promote my stuff. Cool story. It's your job to try and get sure, some people are going to be hard to crack. But that's the whole beauty about investigative journalism. You have to be able to find ways. You have to catch them off guard. You have to find, easy ball questions and then hit them with a surprise where maybe he might answer. You know what I mean? This is not Tony Khan's doing. He's on your show. You're the interviewer. You have to try to get what you can get. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's going to work, sometimes it's not. But that's not, I always generally feel that's not on the interviewee, that's on the interviewer.
The person being interviewed,
the person, yeah, exactly. That's the person. That's on the interviewer, is what I'm saying. It's all on Ariel Helwani. If he didn't get the questions that he wanted, it's because he didn't try to work hard enough to manipulate it in a way to try and get them. It's hard. I'm not talking here like, oh, bro, it's easy. I would have got. I wouldn't have been able to get shit. But because he's been in the business for so long, no, I'm not trying to seem like I'm Mr. But because he's been in the business for so long,
and he's sitting,
you would. Hey, you got tired of standing up? You were all standing up. You were all hyped. The hype train was there. What's going on?
I'm gonna stand for 2 hours. Fuck this shit. Go.
And that's just it. So it's definitely unprofessional on Ariel Helwani's part, just to mention it afterwards too. But it just goes to show you he's pro WWE. We saw Ariel Helwani do a few segments, I think, voiceover work for WWE. So it's clear to me that Ariel Helwani kind of just took WWE's side, and he had a lot more insiders in WWE anyways. So I think eventually we would have seen the cracks happen. But ultimately, he's not an objective journalist then. And we kind of see that now. So,
that's
Big Red?
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Go ahead, Big Red.
I have nothing to say.
So you agree?
Oh,
you
okay.
Concur.
I occur. Yay.
Were you guys surprised? Anyway, I think that's breaking news. I think Bray Wyatt joining WWE could be considered as breaking news material there. That was not surprising, obviously, because we've been anticipating this. But the little hints are continuing. And Triple H had said that this whole White Rabbit thing wasn't going to be what people expected. So, is there more to the story? What we've seen at Extreme Rules, where Bray Wyatt appears at the end of the show, where we thought the show was over, and or let's say, what you guys think?
Well, technically, Bo's coming back.
We heard that. We heard those rumors. Yeah. So Wyatt 6. It's supposed to be the Wyatt 6, right? It's supposed to be a faction.
So there's going to be 5 of them. Well, 6 of
Bray.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are the other 4?
Yeah. So we've heard about what's his face, Eric Redbeard.
Yeah.
We've heard about him saying he said in a podcast or in some interview or a tweet, I don't know, but I saw this week that it was never a question of signing a contract with AEW.
Right. So Harper.
So heard about him. We've heard the stories where we've talked about on this podcast before with the whole live action Firefly Funhouse, where they kind of teased it a bit, where they appeared when the lights went out. You just showed all the characters independently in the middle of the crowds, and then end up seeing the door. So Bray and his brother, I think Nelson, Bo, I heard, and more than one source that this might be he might be part of this whole story.
Well, there's also rumors of Chelsea Green coming back.
Oh, well, did they win? Are they still tag team champions in Knockout Tag Team Champions?
No,
I don't think so. No,
I don't know. But and if you guys remember Chelsea Green's character, she was the crazy one. What was her name? Should I name there?
I definitely think. Well, could be, but I definitely think Liv after what happened at Extreme Rules, I think Liv might be a part of this whole gimmick.
That could also be, or we could see Bliss come back to Bray.
She did tweet, welcome back, my friend, my old friend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So can that be a sign? But definitely what we do know from the breaking news, from the dirty sheets, is that Bray Wyatt will be exclusive to SmackDown, right? That's what we heard. And they already have planned the next few months out storyline wise for him. So that's interesting. So they have they have an idea for where they're going with him. My
question. Are we getting Bray from the beginning, NXT Bray? Or are we getting the Fiend?
It definitely looks like the cult leader Bray here.
Like when he started.
I don't know what Justin thinks, but I think definitely.
Because if it's the cult, like the Wyatt family, Bray,
I think that's where we're going. Yeah,
I'm all aboard. If it's the Fiend, he could stay home.
I don't know, because we saw the Fiend in the middle.
I think it's going to be the 3 faces of Foley kind of scenario. So we're going to get the Swamp Bray. We're going to get the whole world in his hands. In reality, you're just going to get Bray. You're going to get Bray and all of his characters. I do think you might see more of the Lantern Bray. And the Fiend maybe might come out, I don't know, every so often or something. So kind of like Finn Balor does with the Demon.
Exactly. You know? I was about to say exactly. Good comparison,
Okay. Well, if it's the Lantern Bray, let's go.
It's all about how they could build this storyline. That's where it ends up. Can we be interested that we every Friday we want to watch SmackDown because we want to know what's next, what they do,
Yes.
where is he going against,
Yes.
what are the mind games? Because this has to be Bray Wyatt has to be. They always marketed Bray Wyatt as the next. I don't
Undertaker.
want to say the next Undertaker, but the next mind player, mind games player. So
Right.
If you really want to build that character up, and now you say that you already have the next few months build up creatively from what you want from him, then I want to see that. Show me what you want, and show me how that creativity, Bray Wyatt's creativity, can be exploited from a promoter's stand view, being Triple H.
Who's his first rival?
I don't think you make him anything near titles or anything like that.
Not right away.
I'm still shocked that he's going to be SmackDown exclusive. I hope they're wrong about that. I think you need Bray more on Raw than you would on SmackDown. Raw is going up against football, and Raw is going up against other crap. SmackDown's getting 2 million views regardless. So I don't know why they chose to make Bray on SmackDown.
I think that's why. I think they want as many eyeballs as possible on Bray.
I think it also could be that Fox has something to do with it. I think WWE is more, how do I put this? I guess friendly with Fox and US.
No, because Fox
That's
is
a
a
bold
network, and
Well,
it's available in many more households than USA Network is. But
if Bray is exclusive to Raw, you're gonna try and force more people to try and watch Raw too at the same time.
No,
get
of course.
the USA Network,
Yeah, okay, out of the 2 million people, 2.2 million people watching SmackDown, if you can get 200,000 of those people to tune into Raw to watch because Bray Wyatt is there, that might help the ratings there because it might bring it from 1.8 to 2 or 1.7 to 1.9, and that might help. I understand that totally, but I think what he's planning, or Triple H is planning, is to make Bray Wyatt as many eyeballs on him, so he becomes the mystery gimmick in the WWE that sells pay-per-views, that sells merchandise, that sells everything that comes with that. I think that's where they want to go with him. Where I think Raw has benefited from having Roman Reigns on both shows, definitely. Right. And I think definitely, no doubt about it, Raw would benefit from having Bray Wyatt on the show, no doubt. I just understand where they're creatively want to go. I don't know if it's the right choice, but I see where they want to go. They want to make Bray like the top, not heel, because we don't know if he's a heel, right? If he's a heel or how he's going to act, or if he's a baby face yet. But I think they want him to be a top character, a top 5 character in WWE universe. And I think that's why they're doing that. Do I agree with it? Maybe not, but I understand it.
I think we're going to see his first match at Crown Jewel.
Ooh. I don't think there's a rush for that. We didn't even see him on. We had a video package on Raw, right? A video.
Well, package? I mean, you would maybe Survivor Series, but I don't think you're going to see him wrestle for maybe until Rumble.
Yeah, exactly.
I honestly don't think
there's no push.
You're going to see promos. We're going to get his first promo on SmackDown. I think so. Yeah. You can easily do it with Bray. All you need from Bray is like the MJF, right? All you really want from Bray is you want he's a great talker, Bray, right?
Yeah.
So you give us more of the Lantern Bray where he comes into the ring and he feeds us this
mysterious promo,
this artistry that he does when he speaks. It's just people are going to get glued into it. And I think you slowly, because you have to, if you are doing the Wyatt 6 thing and it is a faction, you also need time to build that up too.
Well, as you were talking, my head was getting
spinning.
Information.
I know.
Spinning.
I have that effect on people. Sorry.
Yeah. I see this in 2 ways now. This is where I came up in this last 2 minutes. One, if it's in Survivor Series, it could be in the War Games match. If we find out that this team, whatever his team is,
Wyatt 6, so this should be 6. Okay, you're making sense until now, yeah.
The other thing is, if we go to Rumble, I see him versus Cody.
No.
I don't know. You made sense until Cody.
Yeah.
No offense. I don't think Cody's not gonna, unless Cody's randomly involved. But I don't think you're gonna have Cody involved with that. Cody's gonna be.
Read the comment.
The only effect you have on people is violent.
So JT
vomiting.
saying the only effect you have on people is violent vomiting. Okay. That's a pretty hard night.
That's why he's not here at the moment. He's currently vomiting.
I see Cody versus Bray.
No. Well, maybe. Well,
I mean, not no. I mean, not now. I could definitely see Cody. I could definitely see Cody versus Bray later on, but when Cody comes back, Cody's going for WrestleMania for a title. Bray is not going to be in that title picture right away.
One way or the other. Either Raymond has the title and he's facing Raymond, or Raymond doesn't have the title and he lost it before. Roman. How?
I'm like, who the hell's Raymond?
Sorry, Raymond. Every time I always say everybody loves Raymond, but it's Roman Reigns. Yeah, I don't. If he has the title, it's either Cody's either gonna face Roman or he's gonna face Seth for the title. One way or the other. Either Roman lost it before or he didn't, or he's gonna lose it to Cody. I don't see anybody else Cody facing than those two. There's no story to tell there other than Seth.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
But I still see. You guys don't see this, but I still see Roman versus The Rock for the title. I'm sorry.
I don't see because I don't see how it being for a title brings any payoff.
Okay, it might not,
because then you picture yourself in a corner where we know that Rock won't win the title.
But what if he wins the title? Wait, hold on.
It won't. It's just impossible business wise. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. The guy's filming 4 movies a year. It just
but
it won't happen.
He wins the title.
And doesn't show up till SummerSlam, right?
Right. Like Brock did, and he loses it on the first defense.
No, I don't think they'll do that mistake twice.
You're saying The Rock winning the world title?
Yeah, he's saying The Rock wins at WrestleMania and then keeps the title till SummerSlam. They won't do that mistake twice.
Jeff, help me out. Won't do. I mean, Jeff's not going to help you out. I don't think Jeff's going to take that one.
Well, I'm definitely not going to help you out. That's for sure. But
that's fine.
Well, I can understand the point. Like, it would definitely get a big pop, but there's no payoff to it. Like, kind of like what Mike said. There's no payoff to it. In the moment, yes, it works. In the moment, short term, long term, it doesn't make sense.
I think the only way you make it believable that they're fighting for the head of the table, the tribal chief, the head of the bloodline. The only way you make it believable that one or the other can win is if it's not for a title.
What if I'm still sticking on this? What if they win? It's for the title, and they make The Rock win for them to bring a new design for the title.
Yeah, he did that against John Cena.
Yes, he did. Never mind. No,
but even if that were the case, once again, it's short-term payoff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because eventually you're gonna get sick and tired of that design, and then it's like, okay, when's the next one coming?
If you were really to let's look at it strictly wrestling business style.
Mm-hmm.
Always established stars are trying to put over other future stars to become the future stars of the business. So what do you want in this situation where Roman Reigns is a 2-year champion?
Mm-hmm.
You wanted somebody that you think can be the next generation or the next guy.
Okay, but you cannot tell me
that's not The Rock.
Okay, but you cannot tell me that's Cody.
Why not?
Why not? That's definitely in WWE. That's Cody.
You brought him.
You think Kobe? Kobe. You think Cody can go for the next 5 years carrying a title run?
Well, that's what. Yeah, he could. That's why you brought him in, is to see if he could, and if he can't, well, then you.
Well, then you could reassess your.
I don't see it. There. That I don't see.
You don't see what?
I don't see Cody be the one beating Roman.
That I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it before. They could do it.
That's if Roman has it. They could do it.
They
with
could
Seth.
do it as
Seth
Seth beats Roman, exactly where the story is
Seth,
there.
I see that happening.
Where the story is there, and then Cody beats Seth. That it could be that way. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't
And poor
really.
Seth
We don't
loses to
know how
Cody
it's
once
gonna get
again.
there. What'd you say, Justin?
And I said, and poor Seth loses to Cody once again. God damn it.
Fourth time in a row. Yeah.
Well, whenever Cody comes back, he has to have a big
Push.
Push. If not, what's the point? So, it's going to take him longer to get traction back because he's been out for a while. So him beating Roman makes sense. It doesn't mean it has to be clean. It could be interference from the bloodline. Maybe they accidentally hit Roman. He gets the win 1, 2, 3, and you set up the feud.
There's ways to not make Roman look weak there, and I don't think that would hurt him necessarily. A loss against Cody, I don't think that would hurt him if they put on a banger, a 25, 30-minute match, 35-minute match, back and forth, close calls, close pins. I don't think how that would necessarily a clean finish would necessarily hurt Roman, but I think more of a Seth versus Roman is where it would make sense.
Yeah,
and Seth takes away that title from Roman. That would make sense with the whole backstory, and then Cody coming in and beating Seth for a fourth time, and that creates another rivalry on top. Then you could put aside the Roman rivalry, and then you could put together this. Even though Cody beat him 4 times in a row, you could put together this rivalry where he has no choice but to win right the next time. The storyline where the psychology can be great, and I think they can make something happen with this. But other than that, I don't see anybody other than Seth or Cody taking that belt away from Roman. I don't think so. Well, at least for now.
Well, it's not going to be The Rock. Rock is too short term,
I agree.
And
that's it.
And Rock is too unpredictable with all of his movie deals and so on, and what the insurance is. Him being at WrestleMania in Los Angeles is still not even a certainty yet.
The question is, will it surprise you? Not whether we would agree with it or not. That's another question you have to ask. Will it surprise you if he does win? I don't think so. It wouldn't surprise me. We could dislike it all we want, but I wouldn't. I could see why they would go that direction, even though it's stupid.
Yeah. No. Because I understand what he's saying. Is because we analyze it from every viewpoint. So we can see how they're going to go that way. Then after that, it's the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. We all decide if we
that's deep. That's deep.
If we appreciate the angle or not. But I definitely understand that I wouldn't be surprised because we've gone through these angles in our head so many times. What can be good? What can not be good? Will that work? I don't know. They would have to try it to see if it would work. But I agree with Justin totally. I don't think this can work if it's for a title.
You don't need it to be. You just
don't
need it.
Don't need
That's
one.
the thing.
You don't need it to be, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's for the title.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, we shall see. Yeah.
Because I don't see him losing it anytime soon.
Well,
Roman,
the way things are going,
Roman.
The way things are going, we haven't. It doesn't look like he's going to lose it anytime soon, and I think that's the goal that they want to perceive. The perception they want to put out there is that he's unbeatable and there's nobody left. He's beat everybody. That's what they want, and that's why it's so important that the next person that does beat him, be a person capable of carrying the load into the next phase. That's where it's hard. I don't see anybody yet there other than Seth. Seth, people is we all love Seth here, no doubt about this.
100%.
The new U.S. champion, 2-time, if I'm not mistaken, 2-time Grand Slam champion. The way he's been carrying people and putting people over, whether it's Cody Rhodes, whether it's Matt Riddle in the fight pit, it's a great match. Riddle won clean, and yet the next day he wins the USA title. That's how strong Seth is. That loss in the fight pit didn't absolutely hurt him at all. It made Matt Riddle look great,
Right.
and it didn't hurt Seth at all. That he won it. Okay, he won it the next day with because Brock came. Whatever. We'll get to that later. But he's still right there. The next day, put him on the show, make him win the U.S. title. That's how important he is to the company. So that's where credibility comes in hand. Seth would be credible to beat Roman.
Oh, I agree with that.
Cody would be credible to beat Roman. Any other people than that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, they're not going to bring in. They didn't bring back Cody just to be there for no reason.
No, of course not. But
Cody didn't resign to not be a champion. There's definitely some sort of guarantee in his contract.
They didn't put him over Cody 3 times in a row for him to be a jobber.
I'm not saying that Cody is not going to be a world champion. What I'm saying is I don't see Cody be the one to beat Roman.
Okay, that's fair.
He could win the title. He could win the title, but not against Roman.
That's fair. But we've mentioned here, we think maybe it could be a possibility that Seth beats Roman and then Cody beats Seth. That's a possibility. But other than those 3, I don't see anybody that has the credibility to take that championship for now, which is the undisputed Universal.
Unless they split it.
Yeah, unless they split it. So that's where we need to see where they're going with this.
You don't think they would put Braun back into the picture?
Braun?
No.
Strowman?
Not from what I'm seeing now, at least. No. I don't see Braun anywhere near
Absolutely not.
No, I'm just asking.
No.
Don't yield the best. Don't
maybe later on when there's different champions, but absolutely not. He's not the guy who
the face that you give me, Braun.
I think he had his shot, but I think he lost his momentum with the fans.
Yeah.
I think he's on a good run right now, but not a championship run. No. He's probably happy to be there, beating up everybody, squashes here, tag team here and there with somebody, but no, not anywhere close to challenging for or being in the title picture. No, not Braun.
Well, he was New Day's tag team partner, right? Against the Bloodline. Yeah. So maybe that's why Big Red was mentioning, maybe they are looking for him to be in the title picture.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he did win against the Bloodline, so I guess it's a thing. I don't know. I don't want Braun to be champion anytime soon.
No, me either.
No, not yet. He's got to show me much more than what he's shown me.
I don't want Braun in the company, but
fair point. Yeah.
Who am I to tell people not to hire people? He's a good guy. He's a big guy.
He is. He is the one. Braun is the one to tell people not to hire people. During the pandemic, when all that shit was happening, he was the one that was okay with indie wrestlers not being able to wrestle because he made some bullshit statement of, you guys aren't putting enough work. If you're not willing to put in the work, then you don't deserve to be in this business, blah, blah, blah. So he's kind of a prick too. But, he did change his mentality a bit, I guess, but,
I definitely don't know him personally, so I don't know if he's an asshole or if he's a good guy or
he's a pretty good guy. I had coffee with him last week.
Or did you know?
He had coffee with him this week. I don't know what you guys did, but whatever. All right.
We went to the gym. We went to the Golden Gym. We put.
You went to Goldberg's Gold Gym.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Remember that shit?
He used Big Red as pull-up curls.
Yeah, that's it.
I was
some
warm up
curls, some bicep curls there with Big Red.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the breaking news. Do we have anything else?
Are we surprised about Renee?
No. It was only a matter of time.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
You see, they didn't make a big deal out of it either. They made her right away. She comes out. Welcome to Dynamite.
Toronto.
AEW Dynamite. I'm Renee Paquette. Bang. The other one comes out for the interview, and that's it. She did a few interviews backstage. They didn't make a big deal out of it. I think she'll be good in that role though. Better than anybody else that was there before, guaranteed. Alex Jimenez and all those.
Jimenez?
I don't know those guys.
Marvez, I think is
Marvez.
Yeah, Marvez and all those Mingats, bro. I don't know.
She looked good though. She looked really good.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, I don't know. She's done that before. She's been doing that her whole career, right? She does
started. I
interviews, so-
remember I used to watch her on
Score.
it used
The
to
Score.
used to be called the show Aftermath.
Yeah.
On the
Channel
Score.
Channel
With
1410.
Jimmy Cordeas.
Yes.
And, the ref Jimmy Cordeas. And she apparently, I was listening to a podcast this week with Jimmy Cordeas on as the guest, and he was saying that she absolutely didn't know anything about wrestling, and that after they started that show, when she was on the Score, she started studying wrestling, and she fell in love with it, and now she knows absolutely everything about the sport. So he was talking about her range of how it started when they started the show, and now that she's like an encyclopedia.
That's a big word.
Of wrestling. Shouldn't have went there, but but it was nice.
Fine, you did good. You did good.
She's definitely on the ball. She's charismatic. Her interviews, I think, she's the best for the interviews backstage. The ones that you call the backstage statements. I think she's very good at that, and and it's I wasn't surprised. We have heard rumors. Apparently, she had done some voiceovers for some things WWE recently, but
for N&E, I believe.
For
the
A&E,
the documentaries.
The documentaries, yeah. So it was probably on a per
appearance.
Yeah, per appearance contract type of thing. But yeah, doesn't change absolutely nothing of how I see AEW. Not a big signing that changes anything that's gonna move the needle, like they say. But
the fact that she has more personality than Alex Marvez does, I think it helps somewhat.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
especially like after the matches with backstage interviews. What's it called? DDP's daughter, Lexi Nair, his stepdaughter, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That's his stepdaughter.
It's his stepdaughter. Yeah, it's his ex-wife's daughter.
Yeah.
I thought it was his daughter.
Yeah, it's his stepdaughter. So she was not bad, but I think the fact that she was kind of new and no one really knew her, it wasn't maybe going over as well. But the fact that Renee's known and she's been known being a sports broadcaster, it lends definitely some credibility to that. Yeah. That's for sure.
Did she leave or did she go to Ring of Honor since her boyfriend's there?
Who?
Lexi Nair?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. I don't think she was. I don't know. Maybe she does stuff backstage, maybe on the website or something. Who knows? Because when she first started, it was like stuff on YouTube where she would interview wrestlers before pay-per-views and stuff like that. So maybe she's still there.
But I think Renee, because when you do backstage interviews, you got to find a way to put them in the storyline and the psychology of what's going on. And sometimes that's where Alex Marvez and her had a hard time, where they would just conduct the interview and you didn't feel like there was a continuation to what's going on or what you needed to hear. And I think Renee can do that. She can ask the right questions where it's going to have a continuation with the storyline that's going on behind this interview. And that's where that's where AEW maybe lacks a bit, is storyline. You have a lot of, let's just put great matches together and just have great matches. But the storyline, the build up is where they lack a bit. I think Renee can help out in that aspect, guaranteed.
Yeah.
What do you think, Justin?
Does it really matter? What do you think?
Still talking about Renee? Well, no, wow. No, I mean, she was great in WWE when she did all those interviews and so on and so forth. She did good last night as well. So I imagine, I mean, she's just natural at it. So, that's good. And she's still doing her podcast stuff too. So for those who like her podcast stuff, she'll be doing that. I imagine she won't be getting any more WWE superstars though. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Probably not.
But the thing I was a bit surprised that I saw her is because I heard that she has, I don't know if it was a contract, but she was doing something with the Cincinnati Bengals.
I heard that too.
So I don't think that matters.
No, I don't think that matters. I think that's maybe she's working for the team for some side
but she's not
content for some social media content type thing.
But she's working not for the team, she's working for the NFL.
Well, didn't Pat McAfee have something to do with? Wasn't he still doing
Pat
duties?
McAfee's on college football on ESPN college football on ESPN.
Yeah. There's probably something worked out somewhere. And
now, if you say that she's on, either she's working for the Bengals and she's doing some social media content for them, or like you say, she's working for the NFL. I don't know, but whether or not, I don't think it comes into effect for her contract with AEW because that's on Wednesday. There's no NFL games on Wednesday.
That's it. As long as you're here for Dynamite, I don't care. Do whatever you need to do. I get it with Tony Khan's football team, but it doesn't necessarily matter, especially if she's not on camera, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
If she's not on camera doing anything, if it's social media stuff, it really wouldn't matter.
Well,
so I don't
look at other wrestlers. They're allowed to go wrestle in indie spots, and they're under AEW contract. So I don't think Tony Khan's gonna have a problem with her doing Cincinnati stuff, whether it's directly for the Bengals or the NFL.
Well, that's a breaking news. Kind of, we could talk about Mox signing for 5 years.
Before we go forward, it's for the Cincinnati, and it's gonna be a series for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay, so it's not for any network or for the NFL. So that makes sense. But Mox, we heard, so Mox didn't want to. It's another breaking news. Mox didn't want to have the speculation starting about his contract's coming up. Is he gonna sign with WWE? Is he not? He didn't want to start any of that shit. So he signed a 5-year contract with extension with AEW. May have something to do with the connection there with Renee.
Yeah.
But it shows his commitment though to this whole AEW project though that they're trying to put forward. Even though this drama, all this mess behind, he still wants to portray the leadership role. Saying, "Listen, here's 5 years. I'm giving you to this company. Let's try to make this thing happen."
I never thought of Moxley going back to WWE though,
because his deal is not only just for wrestling. I think it's even for like to be a coach backstage,
for coach and mentoring now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now apparently he's not able to do no more indies.
That's why he had lost in GCW. That's why he lost I don't think Nick Gage was going to lose his career anyways. Nick Gage is like the only GCW star who had signed a contract or something. So
they kind of let their hand show on that one, and then they announced it after that he had renewed, and it makes sense. Tony Khan, that was great, but like Justin has told me before, and I think he's right in this aspect. Like, what does it give Tony Khan to have Mox going around and breaking himself on all these indie shows? Like, what does it bring financially, business-wise to Tony? You want to make your guys happy, so go wrestle on the independents. But how does it benefit me that's paying you 9 figures or whatever it is?
I think before, maybe especially in the earlier days when he first started, it was a way to get more eyes on the product. But now that they're pretty established on their own, I mean, you making a footprint in New York City is big, even though it's not MSG, but Arthur Ashe is still a big spot in New York, regardless of whether, like I said, it doesn't have to be an MSG. So now he doesn't really have to do that as much. Maybe New Japan stuff because there's that working relationship with both companies. But a random indie show, no, there's no that would make no sense, especially at this point. No.
Yeah, it would be kind of a risk for them. I think that's
especially those matches. Those matches were crazy, and maybe that's also. I don't know why Stokely's team had gotten involved, other than obviously to continue the storyline in AEW. But I think that was also maybe a way to ensure because I was thinking, maybe it's just kind of Tony Khan wants his wrestlers to take some spots with Moxley to make sure it's done safely. But Moxley was still fucking getting cut up with the pizza cutter and all that too. So I think it was more maybe just there for the AEW storyline to continue that, since that was Tony Khan's only real benefit. All right, well, might as well continue that over there, and then that's going to continue on to Dynamite. with Stokely's team and MJF and whatnot.
There's I just read something.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know?
Yeah,
He can read.
that the belief backstage of WWE is that Bray is working with Bliss.
That's
The belief backstage.
That's breaking news, ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
not necessarily
belief-
breaking.
The
No, it's not
belief
breaking.
backstage.
Yeah, I
That's
don't know.
so
about
vague.
So yeah. So from sources that have been backstage, or
I'm guessing.
Or maybe it's that owl cup that you got your news from.
who?
I mean, look, it's not a surprise. And then obviously with Alexa Bliss also mentioning on Twitter, "Hello, my old friend."
Yeah.
I would rather not them do anything together. But at least it would kind of end, because we never really saw a definite conclusion between the two. Bray left, and she kind of continued it.
I just don't know how that's gonna work since she went to go see a shrink and everything.
Well,
Yeah, but she still carries Lily around, right? That's it.
Yeah,
That's what's happening. That she's fighting the demons. She wasn't able yet to cure them 100%, but it was able enough to come back and have some matches decently. But now her old friend is back. She might lose her mind. We don't know.
Right.
and go Cocoa Puff.
What?
Cocoa
I
Puff.
think you meant cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
No, Cocoa Puff. It's
Okay. I get
Wow.
the jingle. I get the jingle.
it's white hot. Okay, it's white hot.
Yes, it's white hot.
White hot Cocoa Puff.
So let's go with the rundown then. I think we're done with the breaking news, unless I'm forgetting something. I don't think so.
Well, I guess also Carl Anderson and
Oh yes, yeah.
OC is back. Carl Anderson and Gallows. However, one of the interesting facts about that is I think it's Anderson who is still
He's the openweight champion
for NJPW. So I don't know,
Yeah.
but
He's
stupid on
defending it on
NJPW.
November 4th, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that could be?
Is that possible though? I guess maybe
Well,
Anderson told him,
where
"Hey,
the mystery lies, is that we're not sure if. Well, first of all, he had no contract with New Japan.
New Japan."
It was on
right.
on an appearance basis.
Right.
So that's why permitted him to sign a contract with WWE. Now, will WWE permit him to go defend and drop that title at it's not it's not at Kingdom, it's at the next their next event.
No, but he is going. He has a match.
I understand that he has a match.
Yeah, but it's not Wrestle Kingdom though. It's Wrestle Kingdom's in January, so this one is I don't know, the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's the next pay-per-view. Now, I know he has a match, and I know he's supposed to defend that title. Now, the question here is, will WWE let him? They haven't done this ever before. Having a guy signed, go drop a belt. Usually they drop the belt before the contract finishes. That's what's been happening, where it's Finn Balor, whether it's AJ Styles, whether it's whoever.
I think
They've never had somebody signed, go over and lose and lose a belt. So that's that's where it's interesting. Where will they make him go and defend it and lose it? I think there's a door open here. A door. I know we spoke of this on the chat. Could this be an opening to the forbidden door that we've thought was going to be closed forever, or not?
That's it. I mean, if this was Vince still in power, we might be saying no way.
It's absolutely not. Yeah.
With Triple H, I don't know. He might be more open to the idea, or even Steph might be more open to the idea. I imagine Nick Khan wouldn't mind that happening. More eyes on WWE. Sure, yeah, let's get a working relationship.
Thank you.
Because they definitely have a working relationship with AEW, because they keep on having back and forth some wrestlers from both promotions. So now to open the door to if Anderson, the Machine Gun Anderson, appears at and defends that title at the next show, this is a big thing. It's never happened since, I don't know, Jeffrey can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in WWE before Inoki has never happened a joint, or not a joint, but but business being conducted jointly between New Japan and WWE.
I don't think they've ever had a working relationship.
No,
I don't think so either. So if Anderson does show up at this event to drop the title, that would be the first time. So it's not something that we should just brush away.
There has been wrestler, like it has been, maybe not in WWE, but from different promotions, like when ECW was still around. Mike Awesome defended the title while he was under contract with WCW against Taz, who was under contract with WWE. That's the only time I've ever seen that, actually. So,
question. Answer. I have an answer for you.
Okay.
It's on January 4th, and it's Anderson. What?
That's Wrestle Kingdom, isn't it?
That's Wrestle Kingdom, though.
Well, it's saying Anderson is still planning on working the annual Tokyo Dome show.
There you go. So that's Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
Kingdom 17 on January 4th. Yeah. So technically,
this is something that's worth to talk about, because this would be the first time ever that you'd have a guy appearing on Raw that would probably appear next week. He might not appear on. They might not appear on SmackDown tomorrow, but it definitely appears like they will be continuing the storyline with AJ against the Judgment Day, and having in that future defend his openweight title in Japan. That's pretty big. So now Japan is working with both companies that don't want to talk to each other.
Imagine if this door opens, and WWE does this like War Games New Japan crap.
No.
No, it won't go that far.
Don't forget, AEW still has that show that they have to do, the Forbidden Door 2 that they have to do in Japan, right?
In Japan, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing that in Japan. I think it's supposed only a U.S. soil thing.
New Japan won't be getting anything out of that. I think when we originally saw the first Forbidden Door, I think there was the dirty sheets, as you would call it, were mentioning that there would be one in the U.S. and one in Japan. Whether that's still the goal, I don't know, because I don't think November
works for both companies. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know, guys. Triple H is still under that mentality. Like, if you're not with WWE, you're not really. You're not really with us kind of thing, right? He still has that Vince mentality in that regard. He didn't let Billy Gunn come for the DX reunion. We obviously...
Well, I think that was the other way around, though. Apparently, they did everything they could to try to get him.
Rather, yeah.
But we don't know if it's Tony that refused or if it was a legal issue or whatever. But from what Road Dogg said on the podcast, was that WWE did everything they could to get Billy there.
I think it was TBS
because he let the crowd say Billy Gunn. He let in the whole introduction, and Corey Graves said, "I think that other guy is doing something with office equipment," which was fucking great.
And Taz alluded to that comment.
Did he on last night on Dynamite? I didn't make it out. Okay.
When Billy went to the ring against Swerve.
Okay, because I was waiting to listen if he would acknowledge it in the rap or the freestyle, and he didn't. But maybe going up to the ring, I didn't notice it. Yeah. I was listening to trying to figure out if they were gonna allude to it, because that was horrible. I think that was the worst DX segment in the history of DX segments.
It was bad.
Well, I mean, just the fact that they just have done it over and over again, right? They've at least done it every 10 years or something, DX reunion and whatever, and we've just seen it over and over again.
Well, it's because they've done it at
they're only getting older. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So
I don't care.
Every chance they have.
I don't care if it's X-Pac, 123 Kid. That guy does not need a microphone. I don't want to hear him ever talk again.
You a hater.
I'm not a hater. I'm just straight.
I mean, the opening segment was funny. I did enjoy the opening segment.
Back and forth,
that's fine. But
no, Waltman's all right.
He needs his nails.
Shawn Michaels was all right. Road Dogg was all right. But then it was after that. Give me something. No, you finished the introductions, and then it was like it's over. and then the music starts. Boom. Come on. Like, I don't know, make fun of somebody. Give me a segment where you're
Yeah, I was expecting that someone to come out where they
creative. That's
someone
what they
at
were
least.
known for. DX with the hot dogs and the barbecues and the polkers. It was the creativity. This had zero creativity. They tried at the beginning when they all went to go see and Triple H was in the gorilla position. That was okay. That was a fun segment.
With the chickens,
It was okay. But the in the ring was absolutely horrible. That was they killed it. They killed it. I was very disappointed.
Well, and I think there's, and what are they gonna do though, right? Like Triple H, I don't know. Sure, he can maybe do a pedigree or something, but does he really want to risk it? Maybe Road Dogg or X-Pac could have did something in the ring to hurt
Road
someone.
Dogg looks like he can barely walk.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. They're just old.
I mean, you could have like made fun of a bit of the. I don't know. They could have done it. DX is supposed to be the rebel faction.
Degenerates,
right. Rebel against the authority. I understand that now DX is the authority because Triple H is the head of the company and Shawn Michaels the head of NXT. But you could have done it in a way where you're making fun. You could have done it storyline wise, where you're making fun of how this whole situation went through. The whole Vince McMahon retiring unexpectedly or preemptively, and you could have made something out of it that would have been interesting. Would have laughed. They would have made fun of Vince. Vince is gone. We took over. That's a way to do it. Now DX is at the top. 25 years ago, we were a rebel against authority. And now 25 years later, we own WWE. That would have made fucking interesting. No, all you did was introduce yourself. Billy Gunn, scissor me, daddy ass. Bang. It's over.
Oh, you're getting.
There was no scissor me, daddy ass. Yeah, that was.
No scissor me. I added that.
It was Billy Gunn who was about to do the suck it thing, and then he's like,
yeah, he would scissor. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I just don't expect anything from DX reunions anymore. I think even the 1000th episode show when they did it was just kind of like a bit passé. I just don't care anymore. Like, it's done. Cool. It was great. I get it. They've just done it so many times already that it's like it's enough. You know what I mean?
But
what
they
else
should
do
do like. Isn't there like
switch it up? Don't give me the same shit. At least switch it up.
Just don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, you should have kept it the opening
don't
segment.
Do it. Don't do it. If you're not gonna switch it up, don't do it at all. Yeah, you're right.
Isn't there other stables that they could like celebrate besides DX and NWO? Like, there has to be other.
Well, maybe the tag team that you have on your T-shirt there. Not many people will know who they are.
What was the last time Demolition won the title? Maybe they should do a special Raw on that.
Well, they did mention them 2 weeks ago, which it was surprising.
How did they mention them? Oh, past tag team champions?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because I think if I'm not, Axe went to court for Vince. Against Vince, sorry.
Okay, but they mentioned that on last week.
Sorry,
they mentioned that last week.
No. That's why we don't see them as often.
Oh, okay.
That's why. That's
they're
why
they're blacklisted.
They're blacklisted. Okay,
that's why they're not in the Hall of Fame yet, or ever will be.
Well, I mean, they might be now.
Maybe now.
No, he's not.
No,
he's not. No. Oh, he deserves to be there.
A lot of them, they're not.
Demolition, Fresh, and what's the Gilbert there?
Gilbert.
No, Gilbert is the one that was imitating Goldberg. But I mean, no, when he was the jail guy coming out of when he was the guy with the braids coming out of jail, he was still named Crush. But
yes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But he was coming
out
of jail.
When he was part of the Nation of Domination.
Yes.
No, wasn't it like the 8-Ball team or something? It was the Nation of Domination.
Yeah, it was the
Nation of Domination.
Okay. Yeah.
8-Ball.
That was that.
I feel like there was a biker gang or something that they used to have.
Yes, but not the same guy.
That's DOA.
Yeah, you're watching the wrong show.
Totally.
That was the Harris brothers, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, my bad.
I wanted to say something about So that's the last part of the breaking rules. Breaking rules.
What?
The breaking news. Sorry, guys.
How many Coronas did you have so far?
He had
This is my
4
sixth one, I
beers
think.
and 2
Six?
shots.
Yeah, I think it's my sixth one. But yeah,
Cheers.
so what's his name? Roman Reigns says he will be remembered more as coming from the Bloodline faction than the Shield faction. Basically saying the Bloodline has more impact on the wrestling business than the Shield had. Meanwhile, saying that both two members of the Shield are world champions of the both biggest promotions in wrestling, and you have Seth as the USA champion. So is that correct, or is he just putting himself over?
Depending on the fan.
Well, I mean, it's both.
Yeah, that's
though,
the whole
right?
point of this.
I mean,
this podcast.
in terms of notoriety, yes, the Bloodline is more popular.
Mhm.
The Bloodline is more popular, but Shield were a better team. It's really just Roman who obviously gets all the spotlight. It's basically Roman's best thing that he has done with himself. But in terms of an actual team, in terms of wrestling and all that, the Shield is a better team. So he is correct, but I would think that they're both going to go into the Hall of Fame anyways for entirely two different reasons. One for actual wrestling and the other one for just pure entertainment. Because the Bloodline is the only thing that is the only storyline going now that people are really caring about, right? So he is correct, but that's not to say that the Shield is garbage either. The Shield was good for what they were. It's just then they completely exploded on their own as single wrestlers and they did their own thing. But without the Shield, there is no Bloodline, right?
Exactly. Because that was you ended it with the cherry on top. That was exactly what the whole thought I wanted to put through. But I'm still gonna say this, that the Shield coming from NXT. And right away, when there was that feud between CM Punk and what's that Monster Roid guy, Ryback, when they had that big feud and they put him through the table, right away they put an impact in the business. Right away, you hadn't seen that impact on the business since then. They had a great feud with CM Punk, and then they won the tag team. Dean Ambrose was the USA champion, and it was that. Coming out of the gates, you've never seen a faction like that coming out of the gates. Now, Bloodline, you have established guys. You put, yes, the guy who was the tribal chief, the tag team champions, the cousins, and everybody has those belts. And that's great. And I really have been appreciating what the Bloodline has brought to the business since that storyline started. But the impact that the Shield had to what was it, 2013, 2014 around? So maybe 8 years, 9 years. The impact they have 8-9 years ago that they still have in the business today, I think the Shield was a much more important faction than the Bloodline is. And that's the way I see it. That way. I don't know if Big Red agrees with me that way.
I have no comment because technically I don't know.
No, we're not. It's your opinion, bud. You know what you know.
We're here to. That's what I said. We're here to talk about our opinions.
That's it.
Salute.
Salute. Okay, so I guess we'll start with Extreme Rules because that essentially is where SmackDown was just leading to Extreme Rules, anyways.
Okay.
First
Extreme
of all,
Rules suck.
Sorry. Wow.
What?
Okay.
It did.
What was your what would you guys say your match of the night was? There was only 6 matches.
The one that I didn't have one.
Wow, dude, Extreme Rules wasn't that bad, man. I don't know.
Oh, it was bad. I've seen breakups better.
So after watching this pay-per-view, Big Red, would you take back your comment about the new era has begun?
No.
Imperium, the opening match, Imperium versus Brawling Brutes was a sick match.
Yes, I agree. That's the only good match there was.
They don't call it a trios, they call it a 6-man tag match, but that was a sick match. Back and forth, that was great. I think what they're doing with Sheamus, I think he said it in the podcast, but this being with Butch.
Gunther.
I
or
always
Butcher.
forget. I always
You're gonna-
forget his name.
You were gonna
Butch
call him.
and,
You were gonna call him Pete, huh?
I was gonna call him Pete Dunne. Yeah, I was. But with Butch and Ridge Holland, I think revigorated his fun that he's having, and you see it in his face. He's having absolute fun with this. His match on SmackDown with Gunther wasn't as good as the first one. I won't lie about that. But it was definitely
Still a great
still a
match,
fucking banger. It was still a banger. And when they say banger after banger
After banger, yeah.
that's fucking
You're not
real.
lying.
That's real shit.
Yeah.
That's real shit. And
That's real
that
shit.
that opening match with Imperium did deserve to be a banger.
Costa, can I say something?
Yeah.
I don't know what you do before the show today, but whatever you're doing, continue doing it because you're on fire.
So yeah, Liv and Ronda.
Liv and Ronda, yeah. I don't know. It was a decent match, I guess. I thought it was going to be worse. Thank God Liv is out of the picture. Kudos to Liv for doing what she did. And Ronda's champion. Yay. I don't know. This match was all right, I guess.
What they were trying to do here, well, at least what I would have liked them to try to do is make it believable.
Well, they did though. She didn't
And they
tap
did.
out, right?
They did. And I'd have to give it to them. They did. I never thought Ronda would lose, but at some point, maybe she can. Maybe they're gonna go one more round with Liv, but they didn't. I think that was the right choice. Yeah, I think Ronda now is where she should be, the top of that division. Liv is going to be obviously with this is going to back up a few steps. They're going to have to find a good rivalry to keep her relevant. But
well, I mean, unless she's part of Wyatt's whole thing, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that would be yeah,
and whatever.
Yeah, I agree. That would be the way to go. The way to go with her. But now I want to see who can step up. I know we've been asking for this for the past few months here on the podcast, and it's Shayna, right? That's who we want to step up.
I don't know, man. I've been so excited for this to happen for so long, and they never fucking do it. So I think I've lost all hope. But here's to hoping.
And that's when they get you. That's when they get you.
That's when they get me. We'll see.
When
see. I mean, unless Charlotte Flair comes back.
Oh yeah, there's still that option. That's true.
Right?
That's true. Yeah, that's definitely right. You're still true. And we've heard that she's been okay to come back, but they haven't found the right time yet to bring her back. So yeah, I guess Ronda would be fuck. I would rather they not, but
right.
But yeah.
Well, their last match was pretty decent, though. Their last match was pretty decent.
No, I'm sure they're going to put on a banger. Charlotte and Ronda, Gary, I'm sure they're going to put on a good match. But long-term booking, I think that's where it hurts. Like where you're going to bring this, you know? Yeah, it's so easy to bring Charlotte back on a SmackDown, bang, have her cut the sick promo against Ronda and build up that match. But then where are you going to go from there, right?
But and they're both heels, though. They're also both heels, too.
That's why the women's division in AEW is so in WWE is so redundant. It's always the same thing, recycling the same shit over and over and over again. You know, you look at they have a decent roster of women wrestlers that I'm sure haven't gotten the chance. You know, so why they keep on going back to the same shit again, I don't know. So yeah, and now unfortunately I'm stuck with you now. God damn it.
Stuck with me. That's it. No, but I mean, who would you push though with the roster that they do have? Because honestly, with Sasha leaving, that hurt them. Naomi wasn't doing anything. Bailey, well, they were doing that with Bianca. Bianca did win, which I thought was a pretty decent matchup. The double KO was kind of fucked up though. KOD. That took a little too long. That was a bit of a botch. But yeah, now that's done with Bailey. So Bailey lost. I don't know what they're going to do with Damage Control now. I thought that was their only opportunity to give Bailey the title and then make Damage Control look that much more stronger.
That was unexpected, yeah. I really expected Bailey to win this. That was probably one of the most surprising results of that pay-per-view. I really thought Bailey was going to go. Now I don't know how they're going to do this. Obviously the story is going to continue between Bailey and Bianca because there's no other way to do it. But
what happened on Raw with them? I totally had forgotten. Did anything? Did they cross paths? I'm not even sure.
Damage Control. Yeah, segment backstage, and then Bailey versus Candice LeRae. That was basically the segment with Damage Control, but didn't really conclude anything with Bianca though.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
I guess it's Bailey trying to get back in the championship picture there by beating a newcomer like that, which I found weird too.
Yep, that's it. So I don't know what they're
You bury Candice LeRae on her second week here. Well, you didn't bury her, but
no, it wasn't a squash, but
yeah, it wasn't a squash,
obviously...
but yeah, but you were trying to make her look strong 1 week ago, and then now it's hard to book all this. We think it's easy, but it's 5 hours of national television every week, and to make everything relevant to what you're trying to build storyline wise is hard. But Drew and Cross.
I mean, it was a fine, like it was a decent match. I just don't think. I think maybe having the 4 corners strap match would have made it a better match for me, in my opinion. 100%. Especially with Drew losing to the pepper spray. Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't know how that knocks you out. Sure, he did the clothesline or whatever
during that match.
He took a beating, but for him to lose because of the pepper spray. And then the clothesline, 1, 2, 3.
Didn't want to make him look weak.
A bit weak.
Yeah, exactly. Because he took a beating, but he never went down. Well, he never died, and but he took a beating every time. And it took the wife to pepper spray him. Okay, I understand how the finish happened. Now, where they better continue this. So now they're both supposed to be on Raw. No,
SmackDown.
Cross is on SmackDown, but is also Drew on SmackDown.
Drew's more on SmackDown now. Yeah, he's kind of more on SmackDown now, anyways. So.
Okay, so I guess we'll see tomorrow. Okay, I guess we'll see tomorrow because you don't want to make Drew look weak, but you don't want to make Cross, which is a new guy that you're trying to make as one of the top heel, look weak either. So, but as a match, I enjoyed it. Maybe I'm not the finish. I wasn't too fond of, but the match I enjoyed. Yeah.
Jeff, any thoughts?
I don't really remember much of that match, but I think just overall comment on the whole pay-per-view wasn't as bad as maybe Big Red said it was, but it was okay. Nothing special.
Because it was short. It wasn't. It didn't drag on. So like it was 3 hours and like 5 minutes max. So it was really like one after another, match after match. The ladder match, I've seen some. I know we just talked about the ladder match, but what I wanted to say was I've seen some ladder spots that I hadn't seen before with men matches.
That's true. Yeah,
that was cool. I think they put on a good performance there, Bianca and Bailey for a ladder match. I know that she had that idea. She's a big fan of Shawn Michaels, and she's a big fan of the original 2 ladder matches with Razor Ramon,
Razor and Shawn. Yeah.
So I think she had more of that aspect, which is more of the using the ladder as a weapon instead of as for spots. So I saw that in how they put that match together. So I just wanted to mention it. And then the main event, guys, Edge versus.
Well, it's Finn. Not the main event.
Oh no,
that match for me was maybe that was second match of the night for me. I thought that match was great. That made Judgment Day look more powerful than they ever have.
Yeah. I agree with
that, with bringing Beth into the mix and all that, with Rhea threatening to hit the chair on her if you don't say I quit. He did. I thought that match was just great. Like I did not expect.
Were you surprised with the finish?
You would kind of need the Judgment Day to have won. I didn't expect them to go the Beth route, but I guess it did kind of makes sense. But honestly, them doing that was the smartest move for the Judgment Day to ever do. It makes them look that much more of a heel faction than they ever looked before. So really enjoyed that match. They really told a great story, and I just was completely surprised by how good it was. So
yeah, I completely agree with the storytelling, with the psychology of the match, and I think was the perfect setup for what was to come the next day on Raw. The next day, the next Monday on Raw. Yep. I think it was exactly what you needed to do. You needed to put Judgment Day over, make them look strong, make them look mysterious, but strong in their gimmick, and then it was perfect setup for having AJ appear with the Good Brothers. So I think it was a good setup. I don't complain about the finish. I'm okay with Edge. Edge doesn't need the victory, no. even though Beth came. People thought maybe she was gonna be the savior, but no. I think they worked it out perfectly storyline wise, and I think it could work for the furthering of the storyline. Guaranteed.
Well, not just the storyline, but the faction itself too.
Oh yeah, because, for Judgment Day, yeah, it worked wonders. Now it's how they're gonna be able to transpose this into a real program between two factions, Finn, which is Finn versus AJ. With the factions behind them, I think Finn and AJ can put together a sick program.
Yeah.
Now, can they do it in the boundaries of what WWE has to offer them? I think with Triple H they can do it now,
and they can use their past because remember Finn Balor was the original leader of the Bullet Club, and he was replaced by AJ.
Yeah. They kicked out Finn by replacing him with AJ. So there's a story there to tell. There's the Good Brothers. There's a story there to tell. So I think they could pull this off. This is a way where they're doing it right. They did it right on Sunday. They did it right on Monday. Now let's see how they do it next Monday. Let's see if they continue it right. And then the main event, you're completely right, was the Fight Pit, which was with Daniel Cormier as the referee there. I think it was a bit weird, Daniel Cormier there.
It was almost pointless. I get the whole thing, but he didn't really add anything to the match.
No, other than when they pushed him away, and he's like, "Hey, you're not fighting me. You're fighting him."
That's it, exactly. Just he had that little.
Give me another chicken wing. But
he did that.
No, yeah. He separated them, and he told them, and then he looked at him. You're not fighting me. You're fighting him. So don't touch me.
Don't touch me, okay? You're not fighting me. Like, it was just okay. Cool story, bro. But like,
I think
it was just it felt a little useless.
The finish I didn't like though.
It felt a little weird because because Riddle did that splash, and then he
from the top of the cage.
From the top of the cage there. That was really cool. But then the ending felt weird. I don't know if Cormier counted weirdly, or like it almost felt like it wasn't supposed to end that way, or was rushed or something. But
technically he forgot he forgot the finish.
Oh, Cormier, because he did talk about that, right?
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that. Okay, so he forgot what was the predestined finish. Okay.
So yeah, it felt a little weird, but I mean, great spots. Never seen a Fight Pit match. I never watched any of them in NXT, so I thought that was pretty cool. Fun match. Just I don't know if it was good for an ending. Bray Wyatt coming out afterwards is the main event. Bray Wyatt coming out obviously was really cool. That kind of turned everybody like, oh, well, what a great way to end it. But that as the final match, I get why it was the final match because it's the only match where you don't have ropes. So you're obviously going to put that towards the end. You can't have a gritty promo lasting you 30 minutes for them to put the ropes back up for the next match. So I get why that was the main event. But I don't know. It fell kind of short for it. Was a good match. It's just I don't know if it was main event worthy. I think maybe the Judgment Day would have been a good main event based on what they were doing there.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know? Yeah. I think it did hurt a bit of the match, that it being the last match. I think Finn versus Edge would have made more sense if you're really setting up a match card the way you would imagine it to be. I don't know, because it was a pit match. Maybe that's why it feels out of place. That's why we have a tendency to see it that way. I like the how they put together this match. I don't like the finish, like I said before, but I like how they put together. I like the reversals. I like the submissions. It was interesting. I absolutely adored Riddle's jump off the cage.
Right.
But other than that, it was missing something. I love that Riddle won, even though I'm pissed that Rollins keeps on losing. But I gotta back up what I said, that Rollins doesn't need to win. He's you people chanting his song.
Yeah.
Is you just see how he's over, and there's nothing that could hurt him as long as he puts on good matches, right? So I'm not talking about the match with the Fiend in the red light in the Hell of a Cell, which was horrible. It wasn't his fault, but it was horrible. And how he could carry, and he doesn't get the recognition that he deserves. That's the only reason, because it was Seth Rollins. I think that's the only reason he was main event. But I definitely agree with JLB that I think for a pay-per-view it would have fit better if it would have been Edge and Finn.
I would have put that on the middle of the card. To kind of keep, I would have put it in the middle of the card. You have the, kind of like how event starts up high, kind of goes down, kind of keep the crowd there. Maybe interesting. Like you have one of that gimmick match, and then have Edge and Finn as the main event.
Yeah, I agree with that. Maybe that would have been a great way to do it. But I guess they're learning. Yeah, it's second pay-per-view or third? SummerSlam.
Well, since SummerSlam, so
second pay-per-view. Second pay-per-view under the new era.
Or I think maybe it could be there's maybe telling a story too, because I have noticed that all of Bray Wyatt's segments since Extreme Rules have been during a Riddle match.
Oh,
so all of the Raw stuff, all of the Wyatt segments you saw was literally either before Riddle's match or during Riddle's match when they came from commercial or something like that. So unless they're telling some kind of story where Riddle is involved somehow with the Wyatt Six, I don't know, but could be just obviously pure coincidence. So maybe they are telling a story with that, but also maybe they didn't want to take away, if the Judgment Day were to end it, they didn't want to take away anything from the Judgment Day's, brutality or whatever, than to have the whole Wyatt thing.
Well, because they do say that they have everything planned for this whole Wyatt gimmick for the next few months. So maybe that is the plan. That's the first person they're targeting. It could be that it's Riddle. And it would make sense because you're not ready to put Riddle in the title picture, but you want to make him still relevant, being at the top of the card. So I think that would be a good way to do it, with having Bray, which is the most famous guy to come back to the company right now, I guess, other than Cody Rhodes, where people are following these White Rabbits. And we can't forget that Triple H has said that the White Rabbit wasn't who we expected it to be.
So maybe it's having Bray.
But are we not seeing? Did we not see anything? We didn't see any White Rabbit QR code this Monday, right?
No, Monday we didn't see. We saw Friday when Triple H opened up SmackDown on the mic. Right. He had the QR code, and then
but that was Extreme Rules.
Yeah, and then Extreme Rules happened, and we got to see Bray Wyatt. Now on Monday, I don't remember. Yeah, I think we did see the White Rabbit though. On Monday, I remember some kind of segment somewhere. Oh yes, when they were recouping Bray with the mask, with that new mask. Then they were showing a bit of the White Rabbit segments, like if that Hangman game or whatever it is, like the computer screen.
Yeah, but that has to do with Wyatt, though. You're saying that the White Rabbit has nothing to do with Wyatt?
No, what I'm saying is that we haven't had the whole story yet.
Okay.
So that's why when they close the lights, and then they open the lights, and then we saw the rabbit, the pig, Abby,
the witch,
and the buzzard. Yeah, the witch, Abby, and the buzzard. And then we see the Fiend with the Fiend mask. But that wasn't Bray. Then we see the door, and then Bray comes out. So The Fiend doesn't seem like the Fiend is the main character no more. Bray is the main character, and these guys are just the Wyatt Six. Is that, I don't know? Maybe I'm seeing too much forward in my creative thinking here, but I think there's something missing here with that White Rabbit. Is not everything we're being told. This White Rabbit, I'm pretty sure there's something else. There's a swerve here, because that's what Triple H has been known to do in the last since he's taken over, is swerve us, and that was too much on a silver platter, too much evident that this was Bray. So I think there's the swerve needs to happen to fucking guys got us.
Let's hope it's something impactful, because if not, it's just it would have been a waste of time.
Well, I don't think Bray's a waste of time, but definitely they got to make this
not Bray. Yeah, not Bray.
The whole story of the White Rabbit. Yeah. But I completely agree. It's not enough just a Bray appearing. You need something more like, oh fuck, these guys got us. We didn't expect this. We thought Bray, that's Bray. The White Rabbit was Bray. But then, bang, knock us across the head with something that we didn't expect to see.
Well, if it was, then okay, fine. Then you just end it and you continue whatever with the Bray Wyatt storyline. But if they're continuing on with the White Rabbit, it has to be something else. That's why I said there has to be a bigger something else. If not, it's like, okay, why did you continue on with it for so long?
That's true. I could agree with that. The Brock coming back. Costing that was on Raw, costing Bobby the U.S. title against Seth. We had heard about this, right? We had heard the rumors that that Brock was gonna be back and to fight someone at the Crown Jewel.
Right.
I think one of the guys we were expecting it to be would have been Bobby. Did they do it the right way?
It'd be cool, but we've already seen this like twice already. Twice, no? Oh, okay, no. I think one of them I think was a 5-man matchup. So fair, once. I mean, I can't think of anything other than it's just for Crown Jewel and that's it. It's
they never had a one-on-one match. So what they had was the Elimination Chamber.
They did though. No, they had a one-on-one.
When did they have a one-on-one match?
The 5-man. Which was on day 1, I think it was.
Oh, yes. The
5-man. Right. And then they definitely fought one-on-one at one point. I think it was after WrestleMania or something. I don't know. But they've definitely fought one-on-one before, for sure.
Because I know they hadn't fought before that day 1 thing. That was the how they promoted it. How it's the first time that Bobby and Brock are being face-to-face.
I think Chris is right. But they never had a one-on-one.
I don't know.
I'm not sure if they never had one, but I'm pretty sure that they promoted. If they had one, it was only once, and they promoted it as this never happened before. I remember that. They're both not UFC guys, but they're both
MMA
it
was
guys.
after the 5-man thing though. Yeah, for sure. It was definitely after the full match. Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley.
That's
and Paul Heyman was that's right. And Paul Heyman was telling it it was at Madison Square Garden. Paul Heyman was telling that Brock was going to show up at Bobby's match and he was going to win, but then Brock never showed up.
That's correct.
So that's it.
So all that time that you were spending looking at your phone, you couldn't have figured it out.
He was about to say it.
No.
So, I was about to say it. I was about to say.
So
I was like Royal Rumble, and then he just went on. I'm like, okay.
But I think if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna do a match at Crown Jewel, I preferred being not for the title. Then hey, wrestling fan 420.
Hey. Thank you for coming on.
I prefer they do it for for no titles if they're gonna go at it at Crown Jewel.
But
he has been doing a good job. Go ahead, Jeff.
Sorry, this Crown Jewel, do you find that it really has to have some continuity storyline wise?
No.
That's not just the one. That's it. Yeah.
It's just about big names and big stars. It's all about the money.
And that's usually
what Crown Jewel glorified the house show, right?
Yeah, glorified house show.
Because Crown Jewel has never had any kind of continuity to it, anyways. It never really settled anything or really continued anything. It was just one-off matches, and that's it. Just to please the Prince of Saudi Arabia. That's it. Give me your money, bye, kind of thing. So Survivor Series is our next build up. So
which I'm excited for.
Well, because we still don't know how they're gonna do the whole war games that they introduced.
Well, the war games thing would be cool.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm excited
yeah.
to see what they do with that.
I'm intrigued to see where they're gonna go. We have maybe an idea. I guess we have the Judgment Day versus the club. Maybe is there a war games kind of match going on there? Maybe they could
But
get.
is it three members or 4 members in the team? I always forget.
No, I think it's
4 members.
4. I think it's 4. Yeah,
So
it's definitely not 3. So it's 4 or 5.
But war games is usually 5.
that's it.
Okay,
5.
so that's it. That's 4 or 5. That's what I was thinking. It's 5. So they would need 2 extra. What type of wrestling do you talk about in this podcast?
Everything and anything, brother.
So we recap everything that happens during the week, whether it's AEW Dynamite, Rampage, Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-views or premium live events. I know Justin won't like that, but that's what we recap here.
Pay-per-views. We recap pay-per-views.
And we run down the week's TV shows. That's what we do here.
Just
So
that's it.
recap.
WWE, AEW related. Sometimes we do talk about NXT if Kid Crazy decided to watch it.
Yeah.
Because we don't.
Yeah.
Or
It's hard.
at least we don't. Yeah, that's it. It's
Nu-
a lot of
nu-
I
wrestling.
watched. Usually it's 10 hours of wrestling a week, but this week it was 15, and I didn't have those 2 extra hours to make it 17 to watch NXT.
And sometimes New Japan and very rarely Impact. Very rarely.
And especially this weekend, it was also technically Impact's Bound for Glory.
Bound for Glory, which I
And,
did watch.
You did watch.
I did
full
watch.
card? Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
full card. Yeah, full card. I even took notes on that one. So
He can have his own podcast by himself.
no,
No, he could dish it out here. That's fine because Bully Ray, that's big.
Yeah,
news
he's back.
too, you know. So
back in the gauntlet match, kind of back, and he won it. So he's gonna challenge for the title there. Bully Ray. But I really loved Mike Bailey, Montreal boy, 514 against Frankie Kazarian for the X Division Championship. Mike Bailey was the champion. They put on a banger, and that's a banger. But unfortunately,
banger.
yeah, but yeah, not the banger times 3, but definitely a banger times 1. And unfortunately, Frankie Kazarian is a legend in the wrestling business. So it's not like it's any surprise that he beat Mike Bailey, but he did, and we have a new X Division champion.
Well, but anyways, he chose option C, anyways, right? So
he's ditching exactly.
Yeah, so Bailey could easily win it with the tournament that they're going to do again. So
he's ditching. So now we have 2 guys. We have Bully. I can't always say his name. I always say Bubba
Bully Ray.
It's Bully Ray and Frank Kazarian basically have an open shot for the title against Josh Alexander, the Canadian boy.
Oh.
So basically just went through fucking Bound for Glory there with you guys. That was in a quick. So to go back,
and Raven was Hall of Fame, right? Raven got his little.
Yes. That was cool. That was cool. Also, that was cool. Who inducted him was Tommy Dreamer.
Okay.
And Tommy Dreamer spoke about. Yeah, it was biggest feud. And Tommy Dreamer spoke about how when they were going through this feud, every time that Raven would put on the DDT on him, and he would stand over him with his arms open, quote the Raven, nevermore. He never really appreciated laying down on his, and he was wishing that it would happen one more time. So what happens? Raven comes out, gives a speech, very well written. He was a bit nervous, actually. He seemed a bit out of place, but he put through what he had written down, and he finished it off with a DDT on Tommy Dreamer, and he standed it off so Tommy Dreamer can actually appreciate the moment. So that was actually great. But that was during the pre-show. So, but definitely the 2 matches. If anybody wants to go watch out of that pay-per-view, Bailey versus Frankie Kazarian, and the main event, Josh Alexander, also was a great match. Here, Cowboy. Yeah, so I was wrong last time. I wanted to tell everybody. Here, I want to clarify about Cowboy Brock.
Cowboy Brock.
That I said that Cowboy Brock was gone. Apparently not. So,
but we don't need him.
No, but he's entertaining. Whatever, man.
I like this segment.
Yeah, the segment was fine. I mean, the thing with that Cowboy Brock and really just Brock in general, it doesn't matter if he's kind of neutral anyways, right? He's not heel, he's not face. He just does whatever he wants. And the fans are going to like it and eat it up because that's what he's always done his entire career anyways. Right. So Brock can be whatever who he wants and the fans will still like it. He's just a beast, right? He'll just go in there, do what he wants, crack a few jokes.
He could be heel, face, and it's going to work.
It doesn't matter. It's going to work.
Yeah. So that was... He comes up with the cowboy hat and the beard and the beard. So okay, he's back. So I guess now you got two baby faces because Brock is definitely still baby face as Cowboy Brock, and Bobby was a baby face until now. Unless maybe this match is gonna piss him off and maybe make him turn. I guess we'll see because we did see a backstage segment after with Bobby saying he was really mad at Seth for taking advantage of it and winning, but he'll deal with Seth later, and now he really wants to deal with Brock.
He should be mad at himself. You let Seth Rollinson's words get the best of you. Oh, I thought you were a soldier. Like, just don't accept the match then. What are you doing? Just fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's so easy for you to say, nah, bro,
yeah.
I'm good. Nah. You know, when the ref's asking you, are you good to go? You're like, nah, bro, I think I'll be okay. That should be nobody's begging.
That's on you, Lashley. Yeah, exactly.
Then Matt Riddle versus Sami Zayn. Again, props to Sami, baby.
Sami.
Honorary use, still doing it. That was a good match, also. Matt
even
Riddle.
Even in the beginning of the Raw, the promo that he did to
where he's basically saying where Jay's like, yeah, shouldn't you take this match? He's like, oh, you're right.
He's like, you know what, I will.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you got some good ideas sometimes. You know what? I will. But it was a good match. The between the ropes. I could picture PWG there, El Generico versus Matt Riddle there in that match a bit going on there.
Right.
So that was cool. And basically that's it, because then it was the DX that came out, right? Office equipment. Yeah, I think we spoke about that. That was
and then it was the sleep fest.
I think he's doing something with some office equipment there.
He's doing something involving some office equipment. I was like, oh, okay.
That was funny. Right. That was funny. What do you guys think about the new? What's his name? It's Patrick, right? Kevin Patrick with Corey Graves.
Yeah.
First impressions there.
I watch my Raw on mute.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Stop. You do not watch your Raw on mute.
I watch it on mute.
This is not a thing.
What was that face? You don't watch your Raw on mute?
I watch my Raw on mute.
Okay.
The guy was okay. I guess it's a little bit too early to judge.
I mean, of course, it's the first week. You know, I'm not gonna. I think Wade Barrett on SmackDown with Cole was better than Monday. But
Cole's doing a good job now.
No, Cole's on fire. It's just they really hurt him that McAfee's not around. But I think Wade Barrett did a good job. I know that in NXT he wasn't everybody's favorite, but I think for the first one he did a good job. I think he did a better job than Kevin Patrick did on his first Raw. And they're gonna have to work it out. But listen, I'm fucking picking up fucking straws here.
Wade has experience on commentary, so
exactly,
yeah. And Kevin Patrick, where did he come from? Kevin Patrick.
He was doing backstage interviews. Yeah,
just backstage stuff. Okay, so.
I didn't see NXT, so I don't know how Booker T did.
Oh Jesus!
But I would have been interested to see how he did, because they had some good setups. And to let everybody know, next week the how do we call it? The Wednesday Night Wars are back, but they're on Tuesday.
Right?
Because Dynamite's on Tuesday. So next week, we have NXT versus Dynamite next.
Well, Vice is even a part of that, because
Tales from the Territory. I saw the first one.
No. Oh. The Vince McMahon documentary is also coming out that day too.
Oh, next Tuesday.
Tuesday at the same time.
Big.
I think it's on Vice, if I'm not mistaken.
But why?
Yeah, it is on Vice.
Why is Dynamite on Tuesday?
Because of I guess baseball TBS.
Oh,
Yeah, it was the playoffs.
Yeah, so they're going back to the Wednesday Night Wars, and guaranteed TK is putting a big card together. Will it be a good show? We'll see.
I mean, I feel like
big surprise.
What are the numbers for NXT though? Are they really that high though to begin with right now?
Oh no, I think they were
With
600,
the new branding?
550, 600,000 type of thing the last 2 weeks. They haven't been great, but if Dynamite does anything less than 800,000, so then you're starting to get really close to NXT there. So
right, okay.
Jeff's cooking.
I don't know how the base, the fan base of NXT is loyal that they will watch absolutely NXT before they go watch Dynamite, or if they're just wrestling fans that will end up going to watch Dynamite first and then watch NXT later. But I think there's something interesting to look at because TK has been kind of a bit pretentious there in the last few weeks, pissed off about some stuff. So it'd be interesting what kind of card he puts up as the main booker there, because every time he has a big card to put up on TV, he disappoints.
You're gonna have the John Moxley Hangman Page match though.
Well, that's
on that Dynamite now.
So
that's happening.
They're probably gonna start with it, right?
That's not
Probably.
no. I thought
no, it's Dynamite. That's Dynamite.
Sorry,
it's on Dynamite.
So
that's going to be something interesting to look at. It's that dynamic of the Tuesday Night Wars going on, and that's
it.
Yeah, Dynamite in Toronto.
Tirana.
Crowd was on fire.
On fire.
Thank God.
It was white hot. I was there.
Yeah.
Now that I don't.
There's any kind of hot, it was definitely white.
It was definitely white hot. That's fair.
Oh, yeah. He's standing.
Oh, there we go. There you go. He's hype man over there.
He was so white hot that he had to stand.
I had to stand because that was a crazy pop for
Renee.
For Renee Paquette to start. It was a crazy pop, but
they were alive for the whole show, though.
Yeah, for the whole
show. They were
They
standing.
were in it. They even sang Jericho's song, and they didn't even come out.
He came out
with the Lionheart song, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was. They didn't let him because what he tried to do this week was, guys, if you want to hear and if you want to sing the song, you're gonna have to come on Thursday to the Rampage taping because on Wednesday I'll be coming out to the Lionheart. And they're like, no, fuck you. We're going to fucking sing it when we want to fucking sing it. And that's it. You ain't going to tell us where the fuck to sing the fucking Judas.
I think that was a good sign to of things to come, like having other shows here in Canada.
Yeah.
Because your first show, it was overall, before we run down all the matches, it was good. I think it was a solid Dynamite.
Yeah.
The crowd was into it. And if the crowd was into it, it's because it was a good show.
Yeah.
So if it was shit, it wouldn't have been as
well.
As
it felt like the crowd was going to be behind it no matter what. But when they saw it was a good show, then they really went 100% behind it. And there was every single spot, every single storyline change. They would be behind it. It was really Danhausen. You don't usually. He gets pops, but that pop,
that was different.
It was different. What's his name? Even Sean Spears. Who the fuck gives a pop for Sean Spears? But
he's Canadian, right?
Yeah. But he's Canadian.
No, but it was a big pop though.
Yeah, it was a huge pop. FTR did it good also, saying, what time is Rampage? At 10? 10? What? 10 was kind of like the who from the New Day, and then bang, he comes out the chairman of AEW. But then in 2 weeks, he's absolutely nowhere to be seen. But at least for now, tonight, last night on Dynamite at that, and it looked pretty full. No, it looked pretty full. Full arena.
They said it was packed. They said it was full.
Yeah,
house.
It was sold out. Actually, it was sold out.
Sold
it's
out.
tomorrow that. Tonight as we're speaking, that it wasn't sold out yet. That's why they were trying to build that whole Chris Jericho Judas thing. So tonight we might see a difference for tomorrow's Rampage. But yeah, the crowd was really behind it. and it's good news. I know we said last week that this was a moment where we needed them to the crowd in Toronto to back up and give us the credibility to have these kind of AEW shows in Canada, and they did. And I think Montreal is coming up real soon.
I can't wait.
I think maybe right away after Christmas, after the New Year's, I think we might get an announcement for a Montreal show.
I think we should all go there, all get floor seats, and have Justin sit in the nosebleeds.
Wow.
I've been trying to plan. It's been a year I've been doing this podcast. It's been a year I'm trying to plan something and it never works out. So you know what?
It's going to happen eventually. I think we're good with the AEW. If AEW comes to Montreal to like where would they come?
Place Bell.
No, they won't go to Place Bell because it's
too big.
Metropolis?
Yeah, kind of Metropolis. Do they have an upper deck, Metropolis?
Yeah,
No.
I believe.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I never went.
I think it would be more of like Maurice Richard.
Yeah, they can do it there. That's it.
Or Verdun.
About, I think,
Verdun, since Verdun, they renovated Verdun not too long ago.
Verdun.
Yeah, Verdun can fit a good 5,000 people there if you count the floor. But I think Maurice Richard would be the most.
Where's this? I never heard of this place.
What?
It's right next to the Olympics. It's right next to the Olympic Stadium.
Maurice Richard is right next to the Olympic Stadium on Pierre de Coubertin and
Vio.
Yeah.
Is that
Vio
the
Metro
Saputo Stadium?
No, that's on Sherbrooke.
No, Saputo's on
Stadium.
Sherbrooke. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right below, right next to the Metro.
Yeah,
the Vio Metro.
Vio Metro.
I think now they're looking. They're definitely looking because he's not an idiot, Tony Khan. He's seen the Monday night after WrestleMania with Hulk Hogan as the fan that he is, because he said he was in Toronto for that match. He said for the Hulk Hogan versus The Rock match. So I'm sure he saw the next day. I don't know if he was present in Montreal, but I'm sure he saw it on TV. At least the reaction for that Raw. And I'm sure now that everything went well in Toronto, I'm sure he wants to make that happen in Montreal. And I think it will. In that following the New Year's, we should have an announcement. I don't know where. I don't know how this works with the booking of the arenas. Do they have priority? Like, will WWE let AEW do a show at the Place Bell? Because that would be technically the best place. It's 10,000 people. You take out about 1,500, 2,000 for the
but
for the entrance.
You don't think they'll be able to do it at the Bell Center?
No, that's big,
no. I don't think they. That's it. I don't know. That's both reasons. That's why I think WWE does these house shows at the Place Bell because they want to keep that exclusivity.
That's the one in Laval, right?
Yeah. But the Bell Center, I don't think they would want to do it as a first show, number one, because they don't know if they could fill it up 20,000. But at the same time, the Place Bell, the 10,000 seat in Laval, is the perfect venue for AEW. But is there a question of exclusivity contracts with WWE?
And WWE's coming
because that's the reason. That's the reason AEW has never gone to.
Because I think the M-Telus is
Square Garden.
Yeah, I think M-Telus is still maybe too small.
I think it's too small. I think there's only a floor. There's only floor and a bit where they did it. Where independent promotions do it is Olympia, Club Soda, that Club Unity, which I never been. I don't know how. I never seen it. But those are the three places where I hear the most of the independent promotions doing their
well,
stuff.
but Maurice Richard makes sense because it's a hockey arena, so you could seat quite a bit.
Yeah, you could see quite a bit because I think you could definitely fit 3,000 to 4,000 people on the seats, and then the floor you could fit another 1,000.
There's also
maybe it wouldn't be that bad.
There's also the stadium in Park Jerry where they do the Canadian Open for tennis.
Yeah, but yes, which would be a good idea. I think
a lot of people, though.
Yeah, and no, it would be that would be the best one out of the mall, because I think Jacques Rougeau did a family event there, and it was like 12,000 people, which is great, which is huge for an independent thing that he did here, family oriented. I think that would be great, but then we'd have to wait for next spring, next summer type of thing.
But you're saying you think after the holidays, right?
I think they'll announce something in January where they will be coming back to Canada.
Because I know
it's probably already booked. We just
I
don't know
know-
about it.
We
I
just
know
don't
the-
know. They're not promoting it yet.
I know the WWE is doing a house show on December 29th at the Last Bell.
Yeah, that we did
I'm
that. They
going.
announced it right away after SmackDown.
Yeah, are you going?
Yeah. No
I'm
TV. I ain't going. Spend my
I'm
money for not being on TV.
I'll go. I'll go for us. I will.
Fuck that shit.
I'll pay you to have a sign that says JLB sucks.
You don't need to pay me. I'll just do it.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
I'll have a sign. I'll go just to have a sign saying the nuts are here.
The nuts are
there we
here.
go. There we go. Good.
I'll make sure the son has hands like this.
Yeah. So then we had the greatest tag team of all time come out after the interview of Renee Paquette with. Oh no, sorry, I forgot the Jungle Boy Jack Perry match.
Which was a pretty decent match, though. That was a good way to start
I
it.
didn't like the finish there, clean finish there for Lucha. I don't know if that was the way to go, but it was a good match. I know there was a little interference type of thing with Christian that was on commentary, ended up coming to the side of the ring, but it seemed a bit clean to me that I didn't. I don't know. We're gonna have to see another Lucha Jungle Boy Jack Perry match.
I really want Lucha to change his name.
No, he has to take off his mask.
Yeah, and that too.
Yeah.
We all know what he looks like. You've been on national TV without your mask. So
He's not the monster. He's not the monster that you know. Everybody knows who you are. It's not like Kane was before the mask, because nobody knew who Kane was.
Right.
So this is a bit different. It's in. I don't see it. The mask is supposed to be an intriguing part of your character, and for Luchasaurus, absolutely, it's not. So yeah, if you're gonna want to step up to the next level, maybe taking off the mask is the way to go. But you're gonna have to destroy some. I don't know. You have to be more sadistic. I want to see the evil Luchasaurus where he can bring me before he can take off that mask. I want you to. Yeah, I understand you're not gonna come over in this program with Jungle Boy, but I want you to stay, not be buried. That your character can survive this. So you have to be destructive. Just the same way with Wardlow, like the last 2 weeks. Last week Cage, and then this week Camarado. It doesn't look believable that you're fucking squashing a guy that's bigger than you. Like it doesn't make sense. Like, give me a match. But Brian Cage wasn't a squash, but this week was definitely a squash with the Warjo, the name of the stupid fucking tag team, because it's War Low and Samoa Joe, so it's War Joe.
War Joe.
When QT makes fun of your name, you got a problem.
Yeah, you know it's a problem.
Your fucking name is QT, and you're making fun of the other guy's name. Okay.
Yeah,
but yeah, so that was a bit of a problem.
He's got
there.
a point though.
Yeah,
he's on fire, man. White fire. He's white hot.
Yeah, it didn't make sense, and I want them to take Lucha and even Jungle Boy. You have a potential here. You don't want to fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. So now you beat him, you lose. Actually, you lost. So now what? You're gonna have another match. So what type of match? You have to have a stipulation for this match.
Yeah, it's gonna be a gimmick. It's gonna be a gimmick match. Yeah,
exactly. So because you got to give it, you got to give a gimmick match, and you got to give the rubber, not the rubber, but the rub to the rub to Jungle Boy there. So
shit.
Okay, I'll give them a chance. What are they gonna give me next? But I wasn't overjoyed with that match. Then for the Warjo versus QT and Camarado. Brian Cage came out with his click, and then FTR came out to a big pop. I think FTR was the biggest pop of the night there.
Yeah.
When the music came on and the three letters came on the Titantron or whatever the big screen.
Yeah, fans went crazy.
Yeah, fans went crazy. So they announced that they will be having that's when they announced that they'll be having a five-man tag match. But they were 5 and they were only 4. But that's when they announced the return of.
I think it claimed Pop was bigger than FTR. No,
it was close.
It was close, but yeah,
even Danhausen's too was up there.
Yeah,
yeah, because Danhausen was more of a surprise type. We weren't expecting to see him there in the crowd when he did and to curse out the other one. Yeah. So I think those three were the biggest pops of the night. I think. Well, maybe with the fans chanting or singing Judas when the song wasn't playing. That was pretty loud.
I mean, the crowd was just. I think the crowd was maybe the most quietest was during the women's match, but aside from that, they just went ape shit everywhere. Like, good. Yeah. I'm really happy. Ape Toronto shit? Stood out. Ape shit.
No, they definitely were top. I think it's safe to say that maybe the crowd in Toronto was AEW Dynamite's MVP for last night. I think that's fair to say. MJF Backstage Promo. What do you guys think?
It was good. I liked it.
It was good. It's almost like he's teetering on heel face. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's not sure. That feeling too. I liked it too. It's a different dynamic to it. He says
I have to be the bad guy, right? Yeah. You guys don't understand when I walk out. All these people fucking always give me problems. I have no choice but to be the bad guy. I think that was taking it to another level where we need to see him, and he always delivers.
Yeah, I think it's a different.
And making Stokely look like shit as well. On top of that,
yeah. I won't hire. What do you say? I won't need you no more if you're not gonna do.
This is your second strike. Yada yada yada. So what are you doing here? Blah blah blah.
And he sits.
So.
Yeah, that was interesting because then Stokely showed up and then he did the straight face to face with the camera. It was an emotional. It was an emotional promo where he put out his what he wanted to say. It made sense. Even in the storyline, it made sense. Not with Mox, not with anything, but with MJF's story, it made sense. What he wants to do. And then that was a good segue because it broke to Mox's promo in the ring. And then we got
Adam Page with the best promo of his career.
Did you see that bump that he gave it on his forehead that he gave himself?
That was, I don't know if if they had planned it, but it worked out perfect in the.
It didn't look like it didn't. It looked. He looked almost like startled after.
He looked shocked. He gave himself like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah. But it was,
I think, grow on live television.
But it was well put out. It was well put out. He's like, "Thank you. I look up to you and everything. But until you said that I was a kid." And then he went on a fucking rant, and it was beautiful to see. And that's it makes sense with the story because that's the cowboy that we want to see, the cowboy Adam Page we want to see, where Mark says ever since last year that ladder match, what was he said? Yeah, you haven't been the same. You haven't been the same guy. And it makes sense. I don't know if that was the plan. If this is long-term booking from Tony Khan, if it is, props. I doubt it, but where it is at now, I want to see more. I want to see next week's fight. I want to see this match next week.
Is it me or do they go to Cincinnati a lot?
Well, they go to Ohio a lot. They go to they go to the same places like Baltimore, Washington, Ohio, all that
Midwest,
the belt, Midwest and the belt there, whatever they call it, the east, the I don't know.
Eastern Seaboard.
Yeah, which
on the east, like Atlanta, Florida.
Yeah, all that York. Eastern South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, and then you have a bit of Ohio and Louisville, Kentucky. That's where they go. That's their. We haven't seen them much in LA, Arizona, once, Texas a few times, Houston, I think once, Dallas, I think once.
Yeah.
And that's about it. They don't go a lot on the western side of.
They go to Vegas once a year.
Yeah, for Double or Nothing. Yeah. Well, that's their show. That's their. I don't know. People say it's
I think it is Chicago.
Yeah, it usually is all out there. Chicago is really their home because they've been there, but their first show ever was in Las Vegas and was Double or Nothing, and they always go back to
unless you count All In. And that show is in Chicago. So that's why it's kind of Vegas, Chicago.
Yeah, which is technically the real original. The real OG. The real OG.
Listen, AEW. All right? Let me do what I need to do. I'm a balance beam here, okay? I'm weighing the odds.
Are you a Libra?
Yo, listen.
And then we had the ROH Championship match with the American Dragon versus the Lionheart, which also was a very good match. And the ending, I got to admit, guys, I was very surprised about this swerve here.
I think there's something behind it though, because it almost looked like that Daniel Garcia wasn't sure what he did, that he didn't want to do it.
Doesn't look like it's a complete turn here.
Yeah.
Maybe it's I don't want you to beat Chris Jericho. I want to beat Chris Jericho type of thing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because it didn't look like a complete turn. It didn't look like he was part of JAS after. He was kind of looking, kind of hesitating.
Well, he went back with them, but he still had like a very stone face.
Hands.
He wasn't
Yeah. So it was kind of like he wasn't sure yet. So I like the story. I love the match. And usually I don't like these type of finishes, these non-finishes, but I like this one. It makes sense. I just want to see where it's going from here. And it worked out perfect. That was well written and well booked. I'll give TK his props when he deserves it. And here he deserves it. It was well booked.
No.
And where he deserved it again was definitely in the main event. And that match was on fire. I know Pac is one of the favorite guys on this podcast. I think everybody here unanimously loves fucking Pac.
Yeah.
But again, he fucking delivers, man. And he makes Orange Cassidy look like gold.
No, but even Orange held his own too. Cassidy held his own.
Oh yeah. He was able to get over with the crowd when it was time. Get the moves, the spots at the right time. Those reverse DDTs. Sometimes I thought Pac was getting his neck broken.
Oh yeah, when he was like bent.
His head was bent completely the other way. I'm like, oh, no, they fucked it up. No, and they kept on going, and you, All Atlantic champion, baby, Orange Cassidy for his first title in AEW. Well deserved, no?
Definitely.
Yeah. Definitely well deserved. And whatever, Pac has the trios title, so it's not like he lost anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it fits with Orange Cassidy's whatever, so it works. Great match. I'm just not completely, I don't know, it was a good match. I'm just not an overly huge fan of Orange Cassidy. I don't know. Like, he's a good wrestler. It's just, I don't know. I can't necessarily get behind him too much. I'm just not, I don't know. There's something missing for me with Orange Cassidy. I don't know exactly what it is. His gimmick is good. We see him finally wrestle and so on and so forth.
Well, I'll tell you right now what it is. It's can you build up a program when you need it? Are you gonna be able to pull out a okay, I'm not gonna say a 15-minute because nobody does 15-minute promos, but can you pull up an 8-minute promo to build up a championship match where you're going to put your heart out and build up this match? That's what we haven't seen from Orange Cassidy. Yeah, we've seen a bit of a few phrases, a few words on certain promos when it's other people around him, but we never seen him really like point somebody out. I need you. I want you. I'm going to get you. Or him pissed off. That's what I want to see.
He did a little bit of that just before. I think was it the first or second match with Chris Jericho, where they kind of did like the State of the Union thing on the stage, where he actually started speaking, and it was kind of like, oh shit, okay.
I think that was the only time. Yeah, you're right. You're completely right. That's how much I forgot about it, because it was the only time that we actually heard him speak for more than 30 seconds. Yeah. That's true. That's true, and that's now.
And his attitude has been changing a little bit too, week by week. He's a little bit more of an edge.
Yeah,
it's not always that like very like nonchalant act. It's getting there. He's getting there.
Okay. Yeah. So just patience, little patience, I guess. Fair enough.
Yeah, we'll see where this All Atlantic reign brings him. Now that he has it. Fuck, I hope he defends it more on TV. I know we've talked about, and it was like great that the Pac was defending it overseas and in independent federations and stuff. I hope Cassidy does that, but I want to see him defend it against Well, I guess I want to see him defend it in bangers on a weekly basis. That's what
I think he will, because I think Pac is more over in Europe than he is in the States.
Okay, so that makes sense why he would do that. Okay.
So, and it's not just because he's British, but I think it's just maybe just the way he is. He's just more over in Europe than he is here.
Mm-hmm.
So it would make sense that Orange Cassidy, who's really over on this, in North America or in the States rather, that you would see it more often on TV. For sure.
So we're seeing. Are we looking up for or looking forward? Not looking forward, but eventually, are we going to see Ethan Page versus Orange Cassidy here?
Yeah, it looks like that's what it looks like it's going to go to.
I think that's their next feud. Yeah,
because I think Ethan Page is fighting somebody this week, and then he should win this week, and then set up that match probably next week on Dynamite. Probably.
Well, he's fighting one of the best friends. No, isn't he fighting one of the best?
No,
friends?
Isaiah Cassidy.
Yeah, from the Private Party.
Yeah, and it's like if he wins, the firm gets the contract of Matt Hardy. Like, yeah.
Mm. Oh, that's it. Then the Private Party goes. Yeah. Yes, that's exactly right. Yeah, because Matt Hardy gonna find something, bro, guys. I respect him. He's a legend in the business, but you're really irrelevant here.
Who's this? Sorry.
Yeah, without Jeff,
your buddy Matt
really
Hardy.
irrelevant.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing. When did Matt get back with those two other guys? I'm blank.
He didn't.
Well, he didn't. He's trying to.
He's trying to get them back now.
Oh, okay. I was a bit lost there. Okay.
Well, basically, that's what he said. These guys, I used to want to mentor them. I used to think they were the future, but then I lost my way, and now I want to see them. I want to make them see the right way and bullshit. Blah 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 blah. Something that doesn't really come get me as a wrestling fan in that story. Like no, especially like Justin said, without Jeff around, it's really hard for Matt to remain relevant. Yeah,
because even Matt's group with the Private Party, even before, whether you want to add Andrade into that or even before Andrade, it just
with the Butcher and the Blade,
I didn't necessarily with Butcher and the Blade, and then he had I just didn't care. Like I don't know, Matt I don't know. Tony Khan has to get something for Matt or something, because it's kind of sad that the only thing that they can give Matt Hardy for him to be relevant of any kind is the Hardy Boys. You know what I mean? How can we not give him something else? They did the V1 and all his other gimmicks that he had with Delete. I guess Delete is the only one that's over, but
yeah, Broken Matt is the one that works for him the best.
If he wants one last run, one last hurrah, like they call it in the wrestling business, I think it would have to be with the gimmick of Broken Matt.
Broken Matt, yeah.
It would have to be.
But they started that though, right? That was when he initially.
But when he got there with no fans, I think it was.
It got over as much as it could, especially when they did Stadium Stampede. I think that was really cool. It was funny.
Yeah,
it worked.
Yeah.
But even if he retires, he could just be manager. He can manage.
I think it would be a perfect coach backstage. I think a perfect coach backstage.
No, but even on TV, he could still stay relevant. Maybe just managing the right group,
the right role for him. The right role for him. Yeah, we got to find something, because I think bangers, that guy won't be having any much more of them.
No,
maybe one last run when Jeff comes back, because apparently he's done with the rehab. So I guess now they're waiting to see if he's going to come back, or the right time for him to come back, I guess.
Well, Tony Khan wants his court. He still has to go to court and stuff like that, though, because they had, I think he only has late October he's supposed to go back to court or something.
Yeah.
And then Tony Khan wants to see what happens with that before Jeff comes back anywhere.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Because if you take him back now, you bring him back, and then in October you get sentenced to whatever it is, weekends in jail and shit. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good for him. So yeah, I would understand that. But you got to find something for Matt where it makes sense. I think coaching does make sense, because we saw that what's his face Mock signed for 5-year extension, and he as a mentor and a coach too. In his new contract. So I think there's room there for some guys to take that leadership role away from the EVPs. Is that the goal here?
Yeah, because if you have more coaches, you don't need the EVPs anymore.
Yeah, we'll have less power because we still don't know what the fuck's going on with the EVPs, right?
No.
I think Kenny's contract's about to evaporate, and they're allowed to add. What I read was they're allowed to add 9 months because of the injury,
Oh, okay.
but it's about to run out.
Well,
it
also
didn't already.
CM Punk's new office role, apparently, if that has any relevancy to it and truth to it, he might be considered a coach as well, which I feel like would cause a whole lot more harm than good.
Yeah.
No, he's not on camera, so no. I think it's
We don't need
him.
Phil. Phil needs to stay home with
No,
Larry.
wait a second.
Okay,
I can't-
now
I can't-
now
I,
now you're
I can't
awake.
stand Phil. I can't stand Phil. I can't stand Phil. But
I can't stand Phil.
can he work? Can he be an asset to some wrestlers going up?
Yes.
No question about that. There's zero question about that. Now, can he also be a problem in that locker room backstage? Will only some people want to work with him and some people not want to work with him?
He gives
You know, you get assigned. Okay, you have a match with let's say Jungle Boy against Adam Page.
Adam Page.
Okay, CM is going to be your producer. He's going to be setting up that match.
But hold on though. I think his issue is because he's on camera. If he actually retires because he can't wrestle anymore because of injuries, put him backstage where he's not on camera.
You think
I
gonna have
think
a
he's
bit
going to
of
be
a
a spiteful
humble pie there?
bastard, though. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be as humble as you think he is.
He's gonna be a bad taste in the mouth for that company.
What kind of taste?
Bad.
He's going to be very
like-
kind of
like-
Salty
a
or
bad one.
sweetie?
A bad one. Salty.
like
No,
Like
cute.
stale, like really stale peanuts that Justin has in his
like
room.
Jellybee's cooking. You know,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
Joke's on you. I don't cook.
There you go. That's how bad. He doesn't
What
even
the
cook.
fuck you talking about? I ain't cooking.
JLB's cooking. Fuck that jazz.
You don't cook?
But
on,
we'll,
does that
we'll
look like
definitely-
someone who
why,
cooks?
why is there word on the street that he is going to be a coach or something?
What is I saw something about that.
Well, there was a
backstage.
bunch of things earlier this week and even last week. They were mentioning that CM Punk potentially might have an office role
Yeah.
within the company.
Phil, stay home with Larry.
That's weird. That's weird because
It's
we
really
have
weird.
no word.
I
We have
don't-
no
it's
word
not
yet.
Confirmed, obviously.
No,
but
obviously,
that's the
no.
rumor going
It's no. So for
Call
people listening,
Phil. Tell him to
This
stay
is
home.
not. This is pure speculation on our part
Yeah.
that we've heard that he might have a office role, but to know of that we have no news on Kenny and the Young Bucks, absolutely zero from both sides, and that's no show of being the elite, and no answers from TK.
Well, that's
And then
legal,
that he-
man. That's still
No,
all
that's
legal.
why I understand. But
Yeah.
then to have rumors come out that he was going to be in the office, fuck, I don't know. There's something there that keeps on itching my mind there. Where are they going with this? Is TK really taking fucking CM Punk's side on this after the investigation, or are we
Maybe
gonna see?
Maybe
Kenny
CM
Omega and
Punk
these guys
was
back?
threatening to sue of some kind, and
that's
this is
the-
part
that's
of
the thing.
some
I think
kind
that's
of
the thing. I
negotiations.
think that's the thing.
Listen, maybe
I heard
Tony
there was
Khan
$9
doesn't wanna
million
pay him his full contract or something.
I heard there
He's
was
like, "All right,
$9
then
million.
pay me what I need." Sorry, go ahead.
They were going to pay him $9 million to buy out his contract. That's what I heard, because it was a 5-year contract.
It was $9 million. How much was he originally?
So
supposed to
whatever
be?
it was,
No?
I think it was $3 million a year. Whatever it was,
Oh,
I don't
shit.
know exactly what it was.
So, pay
5
the
years, that's
$9
$50
million.
million. It gives you 9 for
A
the
lot of
year
money,
and get the fuck out of here. I don't want to see your face no more.
So I would pay the $9 million. Ciao, bye, see you, have a good life.
No, we
Yeah,
Whoa, whoa,
obviously
whoa.
In one
we
shot,
know what
man.
your
That's a lot of
opinion is.
money. Yeah,
We know what your
that's-
opinion is, but this is a business.
Yeah.
When you're making $46 million revenue a year, $9 million is a
lot.
big fucking amount of money. You got to look at that. You don't want one thing we can agree here, all four of us, is we want AEW to survive as long as possible, right?
True.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we definitely don't want is to go on a legal battle where TK is going to go spend millions of dollars on attorneys and end up still giving fucking CM Punk $9 million for not showing up no more.
So give him $9 million and an ice cream
What kind of ice cream?
sandwich.
Haagen-Dazs?
Ice cream.
Yes. Yes, that's the best one actually. No, but I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, it could easily just be because of negotiations. We'll see.
Yeah,
Or it could just be bullshit.
There's
It could
definitely
just be
legal.
bullshit.
There's definitely legal behind this. There's definitely because we know how CM Punk is. We know CM Punk is a sensitive fuck, so we know that he's gonna.
Could we call him Phil? Could we just call him Phil?
No, I'm not gonna play that game. So,
I'm not gonna play that game.
so he just he's the type of guy that's gonna sue people if he thinks he deserves that due. So I understand where TK has to maneuver all these waves, and I understand that because CM Punk is a big possibility that he will sue if he thinks that he's being wronged. No doubt in my mind he's gonna sue. So if he signed a 5-year contract at $3 million a year, I don't see him breaking that contract unless he's getting $9 million or whatever it is. So,
but do you honestly see him back in that company in any shape or form after what's happened?
I think I've said this before. I wouldn't bring him back to the company.
Okay,
but I'm not TK, and I don't know what's in TK's mind and how he sees the business aspect of it. Like, what brings me more? Basically, it's this. What brings me more to business? The EVPs or CM Punk? Both of them in the same company is not going to happen.
That's it. You're getting rid of one or the other.
So what brings me more to the company long term?
Well, it's one name, and so it's like either one name, you lose either one name or you lose 3 names.
Yes. And which one's way more in the balance for you?
CM
3
Punk.
names.
And Jeff has a
just said CM Punk.
a credible view on this. We might not agree, but it's definitely a viable solution. It's definitely something that's worth talking about. Because
that one guy
is worth it.
Yeah, that one guy brings this. Yeah. That's what it's about.
Have the elite move the needle as much as CM Punk did in that first week where the speculation he was coming?
No, because that's
has he moved that needle forward after that? Also no. So that needle moved up past the 1 million, and it stayed there. After a year of CM Punk, it never went more up than that. But he also brought it higher than it was with the DVPs before. So that's why it's debatable, and we can talk about this.
But Omega is in his prime now. Punk's prime past him.
Omega is not in his prime now.
Well, he's in his late 30s.
He's younger. Yes, I understand that he's younger than CM Punk, and that's what you mean by that. But I think CM Punk not being around for 7 years has maybe a longer stretch now going forward than Omega. Omega can't put on bangers after bangers no more like he did. If he puts on a 30-40 minute match with Adam Page or Mox or even worse, Bryan Danielson, it's gonna hurt him much more after that match than it will hurt CM Punk. Because CM Punk is more fresh. Yes, he's older, but he's more fresh.
And I mean, this guy's been getting injured though, right? He injured.
And there's that too. Yeah, you're right. CM Punk has gotten it. He's 2-time champion, and I think he held the belt for like 5 minutes, like in total. So, and he's been 2-time AEW champion. But so JLB is right there too. He also is a bit of a liability in injury wise. But it comes out to what I said. If you're Tony Khan, what do you think is more important to your company? Is it the Elite or is it CM Punk?
Jeff, you okay?
Jeff might think it's CM Punk. I might think it's the Elite. You guys might have a different opinion or a more nuanced opinion to that, but I think that's where it lies, and I think we could discuss it. And I think it's going to be a discussion topic for probably the next year because he's 9 months injured, right? So we won't know before. And unless we get the Elite coming back in the next few weeks, because if I don't see the Elite before Full Gear, Full Gear is the next pay-per-view.
Full Gear is the next
November.
pay-per-view.
If we don't see the Elite before Full Gear or at Full Gear,
there's something.
Then I start questioning myself. Then there's a problem here. Then there's
Well, I mean, it all depends on what's going on, right? If this is going to go to court, you're not going to see Elite or CM Punk or Dirt Sheets knowing anything until this is all completely done. So I imagine lawsuits are happening. It's going to have to go to court. Court takes forever. It's not going to be right away. So then you have CM Punk's injury as well. Then you have non-disclosure agreements. What are we going to mention? You can't mention anything about this at all, blah, blah, blah. We also are going to threaten to sue again once more. So we might not end up knowing anything. Maybe the Elite and CM Punk end up just getting kind of the shaft, or the Elite at least gets off of EVPs. And Tony Khan's like, okay, well, you guys aren't EVPs anymore. You're just regular wrestlers, and this is what you'll be.
Is there merch for Punk on the site?
Ooh, good question.
I don't think so.
It's t-shirt.
What about the
t-shirt?
Yeah, anything. Anything.
I know they haven't mentioned, definitely, and they've 3 times in 3 different ROH World Championship matches where they've mentioned past champions. They always omit CM Punk. Always.
Yep.
When they've mentioned guys from
Ring of Honor.
No, I mean that are not in Ring of Honor or
sorry.
AEW now.
Sorry.
Apparently, while you're looking, apparently Adam Cole, maybe the concussion is more serious than we previously thought. So that's why he snitched, the fucking rat. But
well, they're still selling the CM Punk action figure on AEW shop.
Okay, I guess they got to get rid of the ones they already built.
Yeah. I have not seen any CM Punk. I've not seen any Kenny Omega stuff or Elite stuff, though.
We're going to be here all night before you search the whole website. So
that's fair. Fair point.
Yeah. If you type.
Yeah, Elite is there as well. Young Bucks. Yeah, so they're all still there.
Okay. All right.
So
there's hope. There's still hope. There's still hope.
Yeah.
It's time for a cigarette for Costa.
Yeah, that means it's time for Justin to take us home.
That's it.
That's it.
Kid Crazy, keep doing what you do every week. What you did this week before the show, you do again next week and the wing after. And I guarantee you, our shows are going to be banger after banger after banger. Because hot diggity damn.
We'll get affiliated on Twitch pretty quick.
And I'm still here with you guys, so it's working. I'm not.
It's true. It's 8:30. Oh shit!
Oh man, we've been here for a hot minute.
I think it's home,
that's why you're fiending. That's why you're fiending for the cigarette. And I do hope you guys did enjoy this Thursday night rundown here. We will be back next week. And of course, we will be delivering everything that comes out from CM Punk and the Elite to everything going on with Bray Wyatt. So look out off all our social medias at WTN Wrestling on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Twitch is a little different. Twitch.tv/WTN_Wrestling Talk Now. Feel free to like and follow because we do want to hear from you and we do appreciate the support. Thank you for the Nelsons of the world, the Ambrosias of the world, and everyone else who ended up for commenting and coming and supporting us as always. And of course, you can always follow our fellow co-hosts. Let's start with the crazy one because he's been going after banger over here. Kid Crazy, where can they follow you, good sir?
Well, if you want some bangers, you just follow. No, I'm joking. You can follow me on Facebook if you want to chat anything other than wrestling. On Michael Costa, just look up. I'll be right there, the first one to pop up. At least I think so. And you could follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Saltita_Costa. And for anything wrestling, just right here, WTN, and look it up in the double doos or whatever it is.
You see that I like, not that other bullshit that the double doos I like.
Doobly doos. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Oh, that was great. And you can certainly look it up in the down below in the doobly doos. But you can, if you do want to hear Big Red, where you can also follow him. You can also follow him on these social medias, such as
Twitter under Big Red 7819 WTN. And if you like hockey, off the bench with me and the crazy one,
It's true.
is the place to be.
Yeah. I would do that with you guys too. I'm up for that.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
There's Los Angeles Kings fans talking there. So
It's okay.
Respect.
LA's good. Philly sucks.
Oh, shots fired. Go ahead.
It's okay. Giroux's in Ottawa now, so
It's,
you know
it's Giroux. It's Giroux.
Giroux. And of course, you can follow the negative Nancy of our podcast, Mr. Jeff T. Where can they follow you, good sir? Only on social media.
Yeah, you can follow me at JT_9783. And also, I know it's tomorrow, but I want to wish one of my oldest friends of 34 years a happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm officially entering the middle-age crisis.
Yeah, I'll be there next year.
Let's go, guys. Next time you see me, I'll be a middle-aged man. So
you'll definitely be a year. You'll definitely be a year older.
I'm gonna buy myself a Ferrari or something.
That's fair. Perfect. And that pretty much concludes our show. So we will see you next Thursday as we run it down all over again. And we will see you next time. So until then, ciao for now.